Okay. This fucking shit. Whoops. You need to change the video resolution. I'm just gonna get that error every fucking time I stream. Come on. Come on, YouTube. There we go. Ay, 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 ay. Didn't I not just hit share? The fuck? Copy video URL. There you go. Alright, I'm not even gonna... It's early morning. I'm not gonna advertise this stream everywhere. Just the Discord itself. Okay. I should have audio this time.
Уже это задержка включения двигателя. То есть тоже ракета из ствола вылетает пороховым зарядом, выбивается. Двигатель сначала не работает, включается позднее. Вот он. Включился двигатель только.
Because what happened last time is for when I was trying to record with OBS to get separate tracks, I separated the audio. So when I started streaming yesterday, there was no audio because the track wasn't set up for track 1, and I couldn't change it midstream for some reason.
Артиллерийская часть у нас уже была в игре такая на шведской машине.
Like I can see it giving sound, but the stream it never outputted to YouTube. So.
Вот. А тут они поставлены на шасси БТРа, который уже у нас в игре представлен на носителях Туров. Давайте тоже прокатимся. Двухствольная ракетная установка. В каждой, по-моему, по 9 или по 9 ракет. Довольно шустрая. На шасси уже танка. То есть, точнее, на гусеничном шасси, что означает, что вы можете разворачиваться на месте. У вас сохраняется высокая подвижность на разных типах грунтов.
Whoops, on the wrong tab. Вот. So, can you guys hear the stream audio? When did they announce it? I don't know. I woke up, I got a coffee, I was doing some other stuff. I didn't realize they were streaming, so like I'm a bit late. But you guys can hear it now, right? You can actually hear them talking. Let me unmute my own stream. Is it still not streaming desktop audio? Is it? Oh, no, it is. Okay, we're good. I had to check it myself. Poggers. Yeah, I fucked up yesterday. It wasn't on the same audio track because I was trying to record with it. Sweet. Okay. So, oh, their game crashed. Oh, that's great. You're wrecked.
Так, клиент вот это, да? Нет?
Oh, I got all to do that on stream. That's great. So I'm gonna just go back to the beginning and just watch it. Like I know they're live right now. I'm just gonna watch it normally. And then I'm gonna hide this chat actually. And then maybe we'll watch the American, the English stream right after, in case they show some different stuff. Obviously this is in Russian, so I don't know what they're saying. And then I don't know when we'll get a dev server. We'll probably get it the same day, obviously. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming that though, because it's a real nice day out. And I think my buddies might want to go ride on the bike, so be gone pretty much all day if they do. If not, I will stream it later. This is why I only tagged just my Discord. I'm not spreading this everywhere because this is chill early morning stream.
Мы готовы рассказывать
So,
вам о
well, why do I
новинках,
have two chats? I think
технике
one's
нашего грядущего
the
обновления
food.
и
Oh, because that
геймплейных
pops
новинках
out.
в том числе.
I'm not used to the new OBS at all.
Самое первое у нас,
So,
самое
like, I have
на мой взгляд.
double chat. Look at that.
Субъективная оценка.
Да, абсолютно
Move it away.
субъективно.
Кому что.
Yeah.
У нас много сегодня будет разной техники.
So,
в основном технику будем
think
показывать.
I got everything set up.
Количество фич
Audio
геймплейных
works.
в том числе.
Is
Ну,
it? Can you guys
много фич разных
hear it
работ,
reasonably?
поэтому они
Because
либо
I have the desktop
частично
audio on
готовы, либо
OBS
еще вообще
tuned
не
lower
будут видны
than
на
what I
этом
can hear.
стриме, но мы их
So
анонсируем, покажем чуть позже.
obviously they're talking in
плюс, если
Russian,
мы
so it's fine. But
опустим в ближайшее время в сервер, то тоже вы сможете сами зайти, посмотреть, потестировать и рассказать нам, что вы думаете по этому поводу. Ну, давайте начнем с техники. Очень долгожданная машина. Очень много спрашивали, когда же будет колесник, когда же будет колесник быстрый ветки СССР.
I am doing very well.
Ну, не первый.
I've got my coffee. So, oh look, the SU-25T is 11.3. Thank God. It's only gonna just see the A10 if it gets down tiered, which probably not.
Первый бронетранспортер в пушке.
5.7.
Модификация довольно
Oh
ранняя.
Jesus Christ!
То есть одна из первых с пушкой.
I can't wait to murder Tiger players with my BTR-80.
Воротов, как сказать, модно, потому что
Wow!
в версиях этой машины есть уже и стабилизатор, и...
You know what I'm gonna do? Because the chat's blocked over there. I'm gonna do this.
Это такая первая версия классическая.
Чуть-чуть пободрее.
Чуть бодрее.
Чуть пободрее, да.
Окей. Я просто в
Actually, that
наушниках
might
и
block
свой
the
голос,
video right
кажется,
there.
да.
Можешь вообще не стесняться. Тут никто...
I can't fucking believe it's 5.7 on the dev. That's their remember.
В аркадные бои, чтобы показать
Every
еще
time Gaijin says
большую
something is subject to change, it's not.
Я думаю, что уже
right?
слышите. Те,
Like it's really
кто,
not. There we go. This
кто
chat.
стрим со звуком
If it clicks
смотрит,
off,
уже
it's okay.
слышат. В прошлых обновлениях мы обновили озвучку во флоте, добавили ее там на разные действия, на разные ситуации, новые голоса, новые звуковые события.
That is a good thing. That's 11.3.
Для наземной техники. То есть вы уже слышали подготовку к бою, но вот в том числе, например...
If Gaijin had added the A10C, it would probably be 11.0, 11.3 as well. Just because.
Озвучивается расстояние до цели, тип цели, направление.
I gotta make sure I lock my door, because sometimes I hear thumps and I think someone's walking around my house. It drives me nuts. But, yeah,
Да, у сообщений есть небольшая задержка, то есть чтобы они постоянно, если вы цели перебираете, чтобы они постоянно не спамили вам и не перегружали звук. То есть сообщение вводится раз в несколько секунд, то есть не чаще, чем раз в несколько секунд. Для самых таких каноничных машин мы записали конкретные их названия, как то Леопард, Тигр, там Абрамс, то есть Т-34. Для остальных будут более общие, там, танк и тому подобное. Также озвучивается попадание.
Она для аркадного режима. Для аркадного режима это фича.
В аркадном режиме будет именно так, то есть по выделению цели вам цель дублируется, озвучивается. В реалистичном будет немного по-другому, мы сейчас этот момент еще дорабатываем. То есть в зависимости от, ну, скорее всего, будет звуковое подтверждение при обнаружении цели, при замеривании дальности дальномером, при попадании из пулемета или из пушки, при разведке цели. Ну, то есть автоматической разведки именно как в РБ, что там командир все обнаруживает и докладывает вам о всех целях, такого, конечно, не будет, потому что, конечно, сильно бы поменял геймплей. Потому что здесь было много замечаний. Давайте реалистично посмотрим именно на физику, на движение, как он ездит, насколько динамика и все остальное.
Haven't even ate breakfast, but whatever.
Также будет, как и во флоте, меняться интонация, в зависимости от повреждений полученных и всего остального. То есть,
I guess I got sidetracked earlier. I've been up for like 2 hours, not even. So like I'm all a little fucked up here. So if I lose track of what my thought process, don't blame me. Yeah, when Gaijin says something subject to change, just remember that the battle rating that you see on the dev server is the initial battle rating, okay? I used to believe that it was like, oh yeah, it's subject to change because, like, you know, balance, like, I get it, like, it's normal. But there is always a reason that they just, like, oh, it's 5.7, we'll just throw it at 5.7. Like, it's not, oh, we'll just do it just, you know, to get it on the server to give it a stat. It's like, someone considers the battle rating for a moment before they put it in, right? It's like... You just don't just go, oh, I'm just throwing 5.7 for now. Like, I believe that it is always somewhat thought out or intentional, the initial dev server battle rating. Like think about it. The R3 T20, because Gaijin reverted all of those changes, even though some of them were good. Like, the battle rating, the R3 going up is fine. Like, a couple others. What am I thinking of? Like, some of the restructuring was, like, okay. The unfolding is stupid, but the restructuring of, like, the Chinese TD line with the missile carriers and the PTL $2 was, like, fine, right? But, like, if the R3 was going up to 5.7 still, and this goes to live 5.7, the R3 T20 is facing the BTR 80. And they're both driving around against, like, Tigers and Shermans, okay? This is comical. I didn't see if they showed modifications. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if they gave it like a Sabo round. But this thing should be like an 8.0 scout vehicle. I hope that does go up, because the Type 87 RCV has darts, and if you know, and it's like basically the same thing as the BTR 80. It's just an IFV with just a gun. And the BTR 80 definitely has, you know, could have some sort of powerful round. Like, there's no reason it should be that low. Oh, and this is the boat.
На море она называлась, насколько я помню, волна. Как и любой практически морской и оморяченный зенитно-ракетный комплекс.
I wonder when they're going to get the Russian PT boat that has the Strelas or Iglas on the back to work.
Не только при стрельбе по самолетам, но и по кораблям в том числе.
Oh, this has the same tracking system bullshit as the Tor.
Ракета не обладает какой-то потрясающей маневренностью или там каким-то этим.
I guess it makes sense, but
попасть можно.
Wait a minute. Because it's doing tracking as well, even though it's set to the auto mode right now, does that mean that, yeah, dual purpose? I'm pretty sure if that target was moving and he fired a missile at it, it would lead the target. Now, of course, in Naval, you're already kind of leading because the crosshair is always kind of on the target. It's always tracking it regardless, right? But like if you were firing at a PT boat, I'm sure it would be adjusting the lead according to the speed of your target. So like you'd be able to hit a PT boat even easier than like you can with the... It's not hard to hit a PT boat with like the Saeda's missiles or the Douglas, if the missiles don't dump into the water, obviously, but... I'm sure that thing will be pretty broken, like a guaranteed 2 kills if you hit the ammo rack, which he shot like mid-ship. Like if you shoot right under the second gun on the German DD in the test drive, it's almost always an instant kill.
Великий ужасный Су-25Т. Танковый версия штурмовика Су-25, которая была в конце 80-х, начале 90-х.
Dude, if people believe that Russian bias doesn't exist every now and then, like, they just gave Russia a Panzer because they believed the 2S6 sucked, and now they just gave them the Su-25T. Which I always knew was going to come to the game at some point, but the fact that it's always back-to-back-to-back flavor of the month for Russia at, you know, certain periods of time, it's pretty hilarious. What's the chance that they change the BR of the BTR? It's probably pretty likely. It literally should be 8.0. Like, I don't see why they artificially gave it like a 5.7 battle rating. Like the R3 T20 doesn't get the Sabo that I believe the 20 mil can actually have, if I remember my information correctly. So like, but I always used the R3. Like when I was grinding Italy, I used the R3 all the way up to the Area 80 pre-series back when it was just the pre-series. Like the R3 T20 is the perfect scout. It's the perfect IFV for Italy as you go higher. Before the stabilizer was nerfed, though, I should preface with that, because when they removed the stabilizer, they made it worse. Like it can't just fire on the move anymore. But at 6.7, like with all of the American light tanks that would run around, like people using M18 Hellcats and up tiers, or the Ontos, the M56 Scorpion, the T92 and all that, and the Bulldog, like you literally just can murder everything with the R3. It was such a good vehicle. It's one of the highest vehicles on my stat card, and people actually Actually, when people check my stats and try to stat shame me in game with the R3, I'm like, bro, most of my games are between 6-7 or 6-0, 6-7-ish, and all the way up to top tier with that. Like, I wasn't using it to seal club low tier players outside of like the memes. Like, I have a video of us doing that with the R3. Like, we did it a couple of days, but most of my R3 kills and stuff are actually top tier for just farming other light tanks and stuff and AAs. And because it was like basically getting God mode all the time, like, it was perfect. I still think the R3 is like one of the best vehicles in game. That's somewhat fair, like, because it's a modern vehicle. It's not like I'm using an M22 Locust at a higher BR, right? You know, I think it's fair. If you're playing in around 7-0, 7-3, 7-7 with like martyrs and shit, I think the R3 is a pretty fair fight, even though it is small. But the stabilizer nerf was totally unwarranted. They should have just put it up at like 6-7 or 7-0. I actually went into the feedback channel back when people used to shit on the R3, and I said the R3 should just be 7-0. There's no reason for it to not be 7-0. Like, the M42 got the belt fed fix, and like it gets one, you know, whatever, like, it's fine. But like the R3T20 easily could have been like a 6-7, 7-0 AA, or turn into a light tank and given scouting and be at a higher battle rating to kind of counter that.
Ракета уже знакомая по игре, она есть у вертолетов К-52, К-50, у Ми-28НМ. Тут это тоже висит, но тут хотелось бы, давайте немного поставлю на паузу и немного расскажу. В этом обновлении практически для всех, ну, 90% и как наземной техники, именно ракет воздух-поверхность или противотанковых управляемых ракет будет обновлена физика полета. То есть она станет реалистичной.
Okay, I know I don't understand Russian, but the fact that I haven't noticed him take a breath is like really concerning.
Долгое время. Вот ракеты воздух-земля и у нас оставались еще не...
That's not like, I'm not trying to make a jab at them. I'm just saying that, like, I've noticed that on streams. Like, yeah, he's talking and he's giving information because, you know, he's a developer, you know, he's like the project, he's like the lead developer or whatever, making stuff. I don't know. I forget his exact position, but, you know, he knows what he's talking about for the game, right? But it's just like, sometimes it's just on stream. It's like, holy shit. Like, how can you talk that much about the frog foot? Like, what the fuck? Oh shit. The Vicar. Oh yes. Thank God. Let me go over to Discord real quick. Chat's gonna disappear. Oh, it's speed in there. Okay. Speed. Fox and Roman. Hello. I gotta go to the CC Discord real quick.
Alright.
Let me see. Where was it the other day? Dr. MD said to... Where the fuck? Oh, it's right there at the bottom. Please complete the missile physics rework on the Vicar missile before introducing the SU-25T in the next update. And like... he was just saying it just to say it. Like, I've been saying it just to say it. I said it yesterday on the stream, the other stream, and thank fucking God, it's so retarded. Like, you can actually see it in the demonstration there that it's sluggish. And I think the missile actually got a remodel too, but like, thank God, dude. It's so ridiculous that the concept of them adding it and not doing that was like extremely likely, but. Given that what they did to the 2S6, I assume that they would do it to the Vicar as well. But in a way, it's kind of funny, because it's basically Gaijin kind of admitting that a missile was overperforming for literal years, and then the moment they put that missile on a fixed-wing platform, they were like, okay, now we gotta nerf it. Like, it just wasn't, like, pretending like it wasn't the bane of everyone facing Russia for literal years. Like, what was it, 2 years of the Ka-50 just being, like, instant win?
That and the Ka-52.
Yeah, and then they added the Mi-28 as well, so it was like,
I mean, it just all repeats itself. Goes back to the IS-6 effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was a part of the IS-6 effect.
I remember I refused to play it, and then Axel bought it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he did. He bought it for Devis as well.
To prove a point. Yes.
Like Gaijin talks about, the developer talks about realism so much that you're gonna get like BTRs running around, you know, probably trying to kill tigers and MA teams. So yeah, very realistic aspect, I would say. Thanks, Wathan. Very realistic, you know, very historically accurate.
No, they put them at battle ratings and they think they're gonna perform at, but
like it's the thing is, it's fine at 5.7, but it's just so stupid. Like, I don't think you'll break the game. It's just stupid.
I don't mind
like,
it
I
being at 5.7. It's better for me because it means I don't have to grind as much to get it because I'm at 3.7 already for tanks.
Yeah,
It'll probably be one of the first things I go for.
Oh, it does have night vision. Okay.
They just add
Does it
more,
have
like,
night vision?
RB events
Yeah.
in the events tab.
At night vision at 5.7.
I can't remember in DCS or not. It wasn't. I think it was like the SU-25T had like a thermal. Oh, cause that's the pod. That's the Phantasmagoria pod. I didn't notice he mounted that. It's a night vision pod, but in DCS I think it actually was like thermal for some reason, or it was like a white night vision. It wasn't green. Because I know like you could kind of see targets at night pretty decently or effectively.
I honestly thought the new SU that they're adding would be at a lower BR, and I was kind of like worried because the thing is, I don't usually play above a certain BR because above starting at 8.7, it just becomes a shit fest. Sorry to say.
Be careful for the
absolutely terrible.
I'm just saying this now, be careful for the Raquettes and Automats because apparently they test drove it in the stream twice and their game crashed twice.
I don't know if
what is it that they test drive?
They're gonna break servers again, aren't they?
Probably.
Like the Shilka did.
They're gonna break the weapon system, so every time someone plays the Oosh or the Rakit and Automat, they're just gonna crash the game. Still talking about Naval. I don't care about. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, so there was the spice bomb. Or did they not? Did they not add? Is it just not called that in this game?
What, the spice? The spice bomb?
It's an acronym for some Mirage bomb, but it's called Spice. So you're dropping the spice bomb. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. Is it TV guided or is it laser? Oh, it's like a cruise missile. Is it a cruise missile? It's like it has like some kind of like motor on the back for extended range. So it's some kind of like cruising glide bomb.
Oh, great.
Oh, like the GBU 87, GBU 65D, I think it's called. Not sure. It's what the Harrier GR7 can carry.
Wait, you talking about the paveway?
No.
We have the AGM whatever, the glide. We have glide bomb.
Oh, the AGM 62 walleye.
You can launch them from like 20 kilometers away. It's similar to
not the walleye.
Is it better than the walleye?
It's fire and forget. It's fire and forget air to ground stuff.
Oh my god.
It's not like a
it's in DCS. It's the 154. It's the standoff weapon. So I'm trying to think. That was the number I was thinking of. It kind of just glide. Well, it's a glide, but this kind of looks like it has some sort of like cruise motor to it, like a little motor.
Oh, kind of like what is it? Don't they have?
I mean, of course they're gonna drop it at fucking point blank. Like, oh wow,
have, like,
there it goes. Yeah, it's got a smoke trail to it.
Yeah,
have they showed the suck on these nuts yet? Well, suck on these nuts, tar. Okay.
You're gonna be surprised when you get to America. There's like a World War II vehicle that's gonna be fucking broken as shit in the VR than it is.
Let's show this new glide bomb, and let's show it at point blank range, and it misses because reasons. Oh wait, yeah. Well, hold on,
no.
Oh, thank God, the CCP.
Oh, it drops from altitude, and then it just guides itself with the rocket boosters. That's fucking sick.
Oh, it's TV guided. I figured because the camera on the front.
Oh.
Well, at least CCIP works with the Snake Eyes.
It does?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
That's good. Because I was gonna say, like, if they didn't have it working, which obviously I assume that they would, but for whatever reason, if like it didn't work, it'd be really stupid.
But any low tier stuff that they're adding, like fun low tier things besides the BTR, that's
just the way that they just gracefully fall is so amazing.
The big boy.
Now we need the A1H to get the longer.
That turret traverse is terrible. I was right when I said this is built like a brick shit house. It's got proxy though. Alright, time to play France and lob artillery into the enemy spawn to airburst all their AA vehicles.
Oh yeah, that the off one they detonated a PF round above a Panzer IV.
Yeah, I'm watching it right
It looks like if a Type 75 and a FV 4005 kind of had a child together. This looks like to me.
So FV 4005 isn't an artillery piece weapon; it's a anti-tank weapon because they basically made a 183mm Hesh launcher to shoot at long range to shoot IS-3s. And
the 2005 Tar, what do you mean that it isn't guided? You talking about the glide bomb, the Spice? I think it was guided. He just dropped it at fucking point blank, and it's probably not. It's not the first time a guided weapon's been broken on a dev server. And then also, Dimitri, what do you mean they added the 2005? You mean the first one that we have in game, or you mean this one? Because it's just it can carry Micahs. But hold on, it can carry Micahs, but it doesn't. Like Gaijin doesn't have. It's the same thing they did with the MiG-29. Like just because a vehicle can carry an advanced missile doesn't mean Gaijin will give it that.
Wait till you get to the Chinese jet.
Yeah, this Magok Hydra seems fucking useless.
It is.
It looks autistic. It looks autistic. It's like someone threw some gutters onto it to just.
I'm autistic and I can agree with you on that. Wait. What's that heat round?
Oh, the ADV. Finally.
Oh yes.
Like finally.
You know, we already get spammed enough with B2 missiles. Wait till we see Israel spam us.
Let's go. Italy gets Spike IFV. Wait, what is the battle rating? 10-0.
Oh yes.
I was right. I said it on stream yesterday.
Yes.
I said it on stream yesterday that that it was going to be like 9-7 or 10-0 because of the QN 506 battle rating. Well, that's poggers because Italy has a somewhat decent 9-7 10-0 lineup, and now you have a Spike IFV.
9-7 lineup, dude. We just get F104s. It sucks ass.
No, we're talking about ground forces.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking about the airplanes.
No, we're talking about the ground forces.
I don't play ground.
I said Italy had a good lineup.
So. Yeah, because.
Yeah.
Wait till Israel gets the Lahats. That's gonna be a fucking meme.
Yeah. I saw earlier. This was kind of where I popped into the stream earlier when I was getting the stream ready. I saw the PL8. So.
Yeah, PL8. For those who don't know, it's a Chinese copy of the Python.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's a Chinese copy of the Python 3 missile.
Oh, well, you got an HMD. China #1.
China.
Holy fuck. Was that the S? No, that was a PL8. Holy shit. That just zoomed off the rail. See, the only problem that I have with all these advanced missiles is that Gaijin has artificially nerfed the flare resistance of every missile in the game. It literally, the fact that you have an advanced missile means nothing when someone can pop one flare and the missile's done. Like, it's so stupid to me. Like, you used to actually have to learn how to fucking flare missiles, and now it's like, instead of adding more people per match, like, when Gaijin nerfed the flares, it was because they were prepared to add more people to the same match. And that's the only reason why. It's so hard to actually learn how to flare and use flares effectively when 5 people can fire a missile at you. So they basically were like, well, instead of lowering the player count making the game a little bit more skill reliant when it comes to dodging missiles. Let's just make it so you have 64 flares in this plane. You sneeze out one, and boom, missile go burr. Like, it's stupid. That's why I don't find jets entertaining anymore. It's because it's like, wow, I have an aircraft with 6 air-to-air missiles that are hyper advanced and they have good flare resistance, but one flare destroys them, because that makes sense.
Jets is shit.
Nah, say something.
It's a cop-out,
Oh,
is
wait,
what it
no.
is. What are they going to the BMP-2 for?
Apparently
They probably
they
gave
changed
them some radar guarded missiles because, Russia.
No.
Oh,
they
the
didn't.
wire.
Yeah, the wire and the fact that after the BMP-2 is done firing all of its missiles, the launcher won't stay there to fall off.
Oh, cool.
I
Why did the
hate
wire
the
go, like,
BMP-2.
really...
It's such cancer to go up against.
Why does the wire disappear, though? Because I thought... Shouldn't the wire extend from the tank the full way?
Well, no. So the way the wires work is that the wires are made so thin that once the missile launches out of the tube, it disappears after a while, because that's when the missile disconnects.
But I thought the missile is wired all the way back.
No, not true.
I thought that's how that works.
This is why.
The way the
This is why I
Bradley...
got him.
Yeah, if you see with like the Bradley, like with IRL footage of Bradley's firing tow missiles, the way they work is that you see the missile launch out, and then there's the wire, but the wire sticks with the missile only to a certain distance, and then it disconnects and flies back.
Oh, I thought it had to be connected to the wire the entire time.
It only guides it to a certain point, and then the rest it only guides it to a certain point, and then the missile's just on its own. That's how early tows and like ITOWs work.
Oh.
Well, no, I don't think the ITOW works.
Well,
that
the
way.
tows don't have like an insane range, anyways.
Yeah, they don't. So.
But it's just when they show the demonstrate, like I know it thins out, but it looks really weird how there's just like a streamer behind the missile, basically. Go back here. That looks really stupid. Oh, whoops.
Maybe they're working on it still. You never know.
It just looks kind of cheap. Even I know it's a tester and whatnot, but that effect looks really cheap.
It's ridiculous. I was expecting to be like in the range of 8.0.
I mean, Object 435 will be cool. I know that.
I mean, the only nice thing is they did kind of show it. Like, this means you can't curve missiles around corners anymore. Like, the BMP-2M was super annoying, although that's actually laser guided, so that might not matter. But like, the ability to curve a missile around a corner and splash damage somebody with overpressure in like another light vehicle is like probably the stupidest thing ever. Curves it around the corner, hits the building, and then kills somebody. Like, that kind of shit is always really stupid. It's not super common, but like when it does happen, it's kind of an unfair death in my opinion.
I
like,
mean, the cool
maybe you
thing
could argue there's skill involved, but it's kind of goofy.
Yeah, I mean, but the cool thing is now we have new ground crew voices.
Yeah.
So at least we can stop listening to.
Well, I gotta turn it up. Hold on. Be quiet, Roman. I want to hear this for a second.
Wait, shut up for a second. Shut up.
Yeah, I want to hear this for a second. Wait, no, fuck. Where'd he go? You reset it? Stop. 1 second. Oh, whoops.
Он включается позднее. Вот он. У вас включился двигатель только.
Oh, okay. Alright, you're good. I just wanted to hear that for a second. That's kind of weird, though. That sounds like World of Warships crew lines.
Ракетный-автомат.
That's weird.
Да.
Oh no, the ракетный-автомат.
Тут они поставлены на шасси.
We all know what that vehicle is. Like, it's not special. It gets extra reloads, which is what I figured it would get. Oh, 1 tube worth of reload? Okay.
Oh, yeah, but they're HE rockets now.
Well, that's probably because
not HE rockets.
Because he loaded them or something. Oh well, skip. It's like we've had the Oosh in the game for a while. It's not that special.
Yeah.
Больше возможностей для штурмовки.
SU-22
Такая вот интересная версия
What's the
ранее.
difference?
So the SU-22 M4, it's got worse avionics than the SU-17s that the Russian use, but can carry the same weapons loads as the SU-17. and it's got a better engine.
I thought it had the same shit as the Su-22 right in front of it, the German one, the UM3.
No, so the Su-22 is a better engine version of the Su-17, but with worse avionics and tracking equipment.
Лебединая песня, наверное, можно сказать. За-38 чешского.
It's meant for export mainly.
Относительно низкого уровня танк.
Su-20 went to the lower end allies of the Soviet Union, and then Su-22 went to East Germany and like Czechoslovakia and stuff like that.
В носу.
Z46. Wasn't this already in the game?
What?
The Z46?
No, it's a new destroyer.
Еще есть лодка.
Really?
Лодка.
Yeah.
Oh.
Тоже.
This is the tier 10 in World of Warships, and now in War Thunder you can play it in a shittier naval mode. Okay, what's this tank? That's the M1 KVT. You said there was a World War II tank?
Yeah, in America, the 90mm M4 T26. It's basically an M4 M83 hull with a Pershing turret.
Всеми остальными США. Еще из интересного, дать тоже, раз мы такой вот.
It literally is probably one of the best mixed
Oh,
match
they added the Abrams for real? Another premium Abrams?
Shut
yeah,
up.
You're a bit late to that one.
Yeah, you're a bit late to
I
that
am
one.
a bit late because I've been busy doing my own shit in life.
Okay,
I'm quite late.
This hurts. It's 6.0.
It's got a 90mm M3.
Uh-huh.
It gets the armor hull of a Sherman, but
why is its reload so fast?
Because it's a bigger turret.
I mean, okay, but the T-25 is 6.3 without a stabilizer. So instead of just putting it back down to 6.0 or leaving it at 6.3 with the stabilizer, they just added a Sherman with a Pershing turret.
Well, no, because they actually built this to test it. They were trying to up-gun the Shermans with the 90mm at one point.
I know, but what I'm saying is the T-25 already fulfilled that role.
Yeah, but
and they nerfed it.
Well, no, the T-25 is a prototype. I know it's a prototype.
I know what it is, Roman, but what I'm saying is for the game, I'm saying that the T-25 fulfilled the same role, but then
they should have kept it at 5.7 then.
Or yeah, 5.7, not 6.3 to 6.0. My bad. Oh no! God forbid America has something that can kind of compete with the Tiger that isn't using a 75 or has no fucking armor. Oh, oh, the horror.
The M51 already has that, but it's in a different country.
I'm saying like the Pershings are all 6.3 and shit, and then there's what two or three Panthers at 5.7. That are just, they have better mobility, better armor, and on par gun with the T-25, and the T-25 had a stabilizer. That was what made people like cry about it. That's what I'm saying. That it was just, average.
Well, they didn't show up Britain or Japan, or Sweden.
Yes, the F-14B with the cool engines. The T-30s are shit.
They are shit. They cause so much compressor stalls.
Well, not War Thunder, but
IRL.
The F-14A would suck really massively if they did model that. But if Gaijin ever models compressor stalls, I guarantee you they'll kill jet air in a day. Because people will be like, "Oh my god, I can't pull funny shit in my Viggen or my Tomcat anymore because my engine dies." So yeah,
I want them to do it now.
Yeah, it is kind of lucrative.
I really want them to do it.
Now that I think about it.
Wait, so this
That'd be so
the
funny.
F-14B, it gets AIM-9Ls, gets AIM-7Ms, and it gets AIM-54Cs, right?
Yeah.
That's the most broken ass fucking plane in this game now.
It depends on how well the C actually works. Because I mean, they just gave China like the J8F. So they have. I mean, it's no Tomcat, obviously, but what I'm saying is like,
I'm calling it right now.
The Tomcat, the F-14A is like super good.
Yeah.
Borderline overpowered, although I'd argue that the MiG-29 is like the better of the two, anyways, because the AIM-54A is trash. But it literally depends. And like I just said earlier, AIM-9Ls don't matter when you can pop one flare and the missile's done. It literally doesn't matter.
Go back to the afterburners for a second. Did they like?
No, they said it wasn't going to be this update. It's not. It's the same afterburner. It's not different.
Oh, it doesn't look the same.
It doesn't look the same, maybe, but that's just a placebo. Oh, the object. Wait, did they not go over the object 435 yet?
They never did. They never did.
Oh, that's weird.
I know, because the object 435 is basically just a better T62 turret with a 14.5.
Also, they put it at battle rating 8.3. That's comical.
Yeah, 8.3 is actually a good battle rating for it because
until you get down to 7.3.
Yeah, but the problem that I see with this vehicle is the fact that we got this. And we did not get the T64 prototype, which had an auto-loaded 150.
That's the object 430, isn't it?
No.
Either way, it's just another rain battle tank that Russia doesn't need because the T-55 was already like... The T-55 AM being at 8.3 still, or 8.7, whatever the fuck, is still broken as shit.
It is broken as shit because you can bounce fucking APDS from the Chieftain.
Yeah. What are they doing?
They're testing the, I think, different stuff with the map. Either that or the crew voices again.
Oh.
Well, I'm hoping Object 435
Oh,
gets
a
like
new
better...
naval help screen. That's not gonna matter. And the Z46.
I hope Object 435 gets like a better APF SDS ammunition than the ones that the T62 have, because I think they only developed a couple of rounds for the T62, like the M variant, and then they have the normal one, which will get 3BM3 and 3BM4.
There's 4 steel. What do you mean, Tempest? What are you talking about? For what? You talking about the Sherman destroyer? Something about that?
Они могут повредить и уничтожить. То есть такое может быть, да.
When is the dev server coming out? I don't know. Probably after the American stream.
They said probably not because I heard something on the Italian Discord server that they're going to be doing it like on the weekend or some shit.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Because, well, they've been pretty good recently with doing it immediately following the dev stream, but if they do it over the weekend and we get longer time. Oh, 5.7 Panthers. Sorry, I didn't see the chat earlier. Yeah, 4.57 Panthers, 2.57 Tigers.
No, one's 5.3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry. Either way, 5.3, 5.7 are like the same matchmaker, anyways.
Yeah.
And then America had one 90 mil, like, well, they had the Slugger, right? But I'm not counting the M36. I'm talking about like just proper like medium or heavy tanks, right? They had one tank. And just because it had a stabilizer, Gaijin was like, well, this random forum post that shows the wrong model, even though Spookson proved that that post was bullshit, they're like, well, we're going to just remove the stabilizer anyways. And then we're going to put it up higher.
Wait, so they removed the stabilizer on the T25?
Yes. And then they gave it an up tier.
That's fucking bullshit,
yeah,
bro.
that's what I've been saying. It's stupid because you can literally, if you play 4.7 America, it's a pointless battle rating. If you play 5.0 America or 5.3, if you limit yourself to just jumbos and or more basic stuff, and your only like high power cannon is coming from one tank destroyer, you're fucked. That was why the M18 was so lucrative, was because the M18 being 5.7 or whatever it was, whatever 5.3, whatever it is now, is allowed America to not have to face Germany head on, which obviously makes the Tiger kind of pointless, right? When you can, depending on the map, of course, but it's not like Germany could never win. It's just the M18 was useful because it allowed you to have mobility where the Shermans do not. So also this Fortress game mode looks really stupid.
It does.
I mean, it's naval, like, I'm fine with it, but it doesn't, I don't really understand the point. Like, you have to destroy the installations, and then... Naval's already a Naval's already a clusterfuck. Like, you gotta separate the spawns out for ships before you do anything, because the spawn clusterfuck TDM is terrible. Oh, crash the game again. Oh, they added a prototype Type 87.
Ну, примерно такой же по подвижности машина.
Okay, these battle ratings are definitely bullshit because there's no way that that's 5.7. Yeah, I'm gonna assume the BTR-80 is gonna be like 7.7 or something. There's no way that they would just add that.
Well, they don't. Well, it doesn't get APFSDS or APDS at all.
Да, теперь он более
Can't wait to try and catch one in a Churchill.
Oh my gosh, that looks autistic.
Да, есть еще
That Type
один
87.
самолет, про который мы не рассказали, но я думаю, что расскажут как раз наши коллеги, так что сходите к ним. Это вариант...
Huh?
It looks like a toy.
I saw the chat earlier and I didn't want to believe it. Are you fucking serious?
What happened?
Но
Fucking premium SU-25T?
и про них уже расскажут, я думаю, наши коллеги. Можем еще на
Wait,
вопросы, я думаю, ответить какие-то.
really?
Just don't buy. Everyone listening, just don't buy it. Just don't buy anything. Don't
Is
give
it
them
free?
money.
I can't help it. I must resist.
That's so stupid.
Yes, another.
I would like a
$60,
refund for my
$70.
basic SU-25K.
Oh, it's the SU-39. Are you fucking serious?
Можете позадавать
You fucking
вопросы,
need a
типа,
dick. Are
которые
you
были чуть
serious?
раньше, хорошие, на которые мы можем прям ответить.
Oh
I
my
can't.
god.
I can't.
I fucking can't.
I can't. You see this Pedro Pascal face down in the corner? This is Gaijin right now. That's them. They're like, fucking Jesus Christ. Gaijin not giving France an AMX-10, or Gaijin trying to give. No, how am I gonna frame this? Gaijin giving AMX-10 to France and not selling a Russian premium Impossible challenge.
You got there in the end. Well done.
I got there.
Well, proud of you.
Got there. The update called La Royale is about the Navy, but they couldn't have just added a French IFV. I am actually
stupid fucking name. Yeah, we're adding the French Republic Navy.
French Republic.
They should just name it like something like Russia.
Can't.
Like
Everyone
Russia
in France
can't.
famously loves their kings.
Okay. I used to believe it was just like Gaijin taking the piss and eventually France would get an IFV, but now that I'm thinking about it, they literally have not given them an IFV.
No.
Like, I can't.
For how long ago was the Bradley added? Like 4
The first
5
Bradley?
years ago? Yeah.
It's been a while, yeah.
All that time to give them one, man.
Meanwhile, BTR-80.
BTR.
Another Type I-87. CV9030.
Swedish Sherman.
New Sherman dropped. Wow.
Wait, so that means every fucking
International
nation has a
tank.
Guys,
Sherman.
can you believe it? Can you believe it? New Sherman just a week away.
Does every nation now have a Sherman?
Wait,
Yes.
wait, so that means that every fucking nation in this country, in the world, on War Thunder has a fucking Sherman.
Hold on, I got a snipping tool of this. I gotta post this to the CC Discord. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're all far ahead of me, but
Все три топовые, да, я бы сказал.
guys, can you believe it?
Разведчик, штурмовик.
Another Sherman.
Чем отличается?
Just whoop, I can't spell. Just a week away.
Точнее, лицензионные навыки, их назвали, и РБ-05. Сейчас такого...
Another Sherman, just a week away.
Такой штурмовки Sherman. Плюс финский вариант БМП-930, у нас деблок уже был. 30-мм пушкой.
For what nation? Swedes.
Тоже.
Everyone
Ну и,
now
да.
has a Sherman. Russia's only Sherman is just a premium though, right?
It's still
Same with
counts.
Germany's.
Still counts.
Ну,
Yeah.
You can
Still
still buy
can't
the
stop.
Russian Sherman, right?
Yeah.
But not the Herman because they had the limited sale or whatever.
Машины там на низких
Oh.
рангах.
Есть несколько
That's great.
вопросов, которые
Ну
я,
да.
наверное, могу в
That
один
is-
объединить.
Да.
По
That's
мотивам
great.
земли Франции Иосифа, как раз нет ли в
Can you
танковой
believe it,
РБ
guys?
идеи добавить подобные точки
Подумаем,
Just a week
посмотрим, как
away.
это будет,
или бронепоезда.
Wow.
как это будет работать с кораблями. как это и будет играться, как это все будет воспринято. Будем думать по этому поводу. Вообще, конечно, у нас игра больше, в танковых в основном режиме. Когда игрок против
Gaijin be Oprah over here giving everyone a Sherman. Yeah, damn right.
Меньше их обычно.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Техники, типов техники, авиация,
Sherman keeps winning.
Вместе, ну, то есть
It is what it is.
экшена и дополнительно отвлекать такими ПВЕ.
So they still have,
может быть, не всем понравится.
I really wish for these streams they would click away all these fucking tabs.
They have a legitimate reason to add it, okay? It has a slightly different gun mantlet.
I pulled the meme in War Thunder chat. I just screenshotted it. Sweden is getting a Sherman too. Swedish Sherman, just a week away.
Oh my god. What the fuck, freezing?
Wait, what freezing do?
It's an Andrew Tate Jewish text box. 90mm M4, let's go.
I fucking laughed.
Ну как немного, несколько. Много в моем воображении.
Озвучка, да, у нас на несколько голосов, то есть все вот эти новые команды, они озвучены, также несколько голосов, включая
What did you miss?
во флоте.
Oh, nothing. Just an SU-25T as well as an premium SU-25, although they called the SU-39, wherever the fuck that was.
Oh, it's an M4A4 Sherman. Wait, does they have no whole machine gun?
No.
Что ж, тогда,
Like,
если мы
the M4,
больше
like, really,
ничего не
it's kind of a
покажем...
thing. That's kind of a pattern with the M4A4s. Pretty sure the Israeli Shermans don't have it either, that are on the M4A4.
No, the Israeli Shermans do have it.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm thinking of the French one, which is also an Israeli Sherman. The M4A4.
Yeah, the SA-50 has it, but the normal M4A4 does.
Смотрите новый трейлер ROYALE, кинематографичный, прекрасный, красивый. На этом тогда мы завершаем
SU-35, 39 Premium.
По dev-серверу мы напишем отдельно, если до правильного состояния в нужную кондицию приведем.
We sell premiums around the world, and it goes na 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 na.
Возможно, даже в середине недели.
We make all the
We make all the fucking money. Na 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 na. We screw our players over. Na na na.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Refund for worst SU-25. I would like a refund now, Gaijin. Thanks.
Refund for the worst SU-25. Nah, 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 nah.
I'm in physical pain. I'm in physical pain, man.
My
God.
Gaijin be like, Panseer? We don't remember adding the Panseer, so here's another. I'm gonna do the Trump impression. Oh my god, guys, we're gonna build a great, big, beautiful wall out of SU-39 premiums. All the stacks of cash all over Gaijin HQ. Believe me, it's gonna be great. No one ever built a better Golden Eagle wall better than me, okay?
What
Listen.
is it? Sleppy.
Been to Russia, wonderful place, great people, great planes, great premiums.
Gaijin Entertainment, great company, believe me. No one makes a game better than them. The cash cow milked profusely. Amazing.
Wait, Steele, did you see what fucking Sleppy said? Cringe Russian stream enjoyer.
Oh yes, look at my Russian premium player over there. Yes, everyone give him
a... If Gaijin Entertainment wasn't a Russian company, I'd date him, okay? If Anton was a homosexual, I would probably be homo for him, okay? Believe me. No one is a better gay man than me, Donald J. Trump. Believe me. I will play War Thunder every day, like...
I hope Anton gets drafted.
This is Donald J. Trump, and I want to endorse Gaijin Entertainment and their best free-to-play World War II to Cold War shooter game, War Thunder. I ask everybody that plays War Thunder to vote Donald J. Trump for President 2024. Thank you. It's going to be the greatest presidential run ever. I might even buy out Gaijin Entertainment, believe me. It's going to be the best. I'm doing the finger thing. You know when Trump talks like that and he's got his finger.
Yeah, and he's got the two, his middle finger and thumb are together.
Yeah, believe me, believe me. Wrong. Gaijin Entertainment has a pay-to-play game. That's a false accusation. Okay. Listen, folks, they just reverted the economic changes. Okay. This game is not pay to play. I just had like a lisp there when I was trying to.
We need like a Mr. Beast video. We bought every Russian premium.
Oh my god, guys, can you believe it? A new premium Sherman just a week away.
Wait, why are you giving everybody Shermans? Your game is giving us Shermans. Who cares? I have a Sherman with over 2 million power.
Someone's gonna take an Oprah Winfrey meme and they're gonna put the Sherman in there. They're gonna make it. I could make the meme, but it's gonna take a while. Free to install, pay to play though. Believe me, folks, it's in the fine print.
It's in the fucking.
When you download the game, there's actually a secret line on the client. Believe me, it's like the meme when people they take and they say, "Oh, I spotted SU-22 in the trailer." See, if you look at this Gaijin launcher, it actually says right here in this gun barrel, "Pay to play." Okay, it's the best pay to play game ever. I'm losing the accent now. After a while, it starts to
Actually, sir, I think it's premium.
Leave it on the high note.
И отдать такую команду, то в чат уйдет не просто воздух, а направление на цель.
What was the thing I wanted to... Oh, yeah. Where is it? Is it on Steam? I think is it on Steam? Where is it? Oh, yeah, the Reddit post.
Было много вопросов.
That is suka. Shut up. All right. Where'd it go? Nope, wrong tab. There. So I saw this morning on the Discord. Yeah. Let me turn YouTube chat back on and get rid of this thing. There we go. How can Gaijin ask for votes and labor of love while simultaneously using whatever the fuck? That's like, no, this is the 6-month one. No, this is the wrong one. I need to pull up the new one. The Reddit post. Where did I see that? This is the wrong one. Ah, there. They have the audacity to ask us to vote labor of love for them. Literally immediately following the bullshit with the economic changes, it's pretty comical. I'm getting sent videos from people. I'm worried what... Okay. Good. Yeah. Dear pilots, tankers, and naval commanders of War Thunder. War Thunder has recently hit its 10-year anniversary and has been around for a long time now. Have you been with us for a long time? Went with us through all the ups and downs? Us! Went through it with us. Yeah, more like through you, you fucking asshole. And still appreciate and love the game. Have you spent hundreds of thousands of hours playing War Thunder?
Nominate us in the Steam Awards and vote for us in the Labor of Love category. Thank you for your continuous support, the War Thunder team.
Alright, and so, the comments. Like this guy, deleted user, I guess.
I mean,
I'm gonna, every time there's a cope, I'm gonna read it in the nerd voice.
I mean, every time, the game has been getting free and constant updates for decades now, with seemingly no intention to stop. Seems like pretty fitting word to me.
Yeah, it's pretty fitting for no fucking reason, okay? Like, there was one person here I read earlier. Russian, there's always a guy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, publishers, I mean, I kind of agree. There's probably no... Wait, no, these are months, whatever. Oh, no, this is the same article. Well, whatever. It's 6 months ago. Okay, maybe then I'm wrong. Maybe I just got fake newsed. I think I got fake newsed. I did get fake newsed. That's an old post. Doctor, you fucking trolling me. Whatever. Either way, it still kind of fits. So, never mind. I was about to go on like a massive fucking rant, but I guess I'm wrong. I thought this was a different post, but my bad. I think the Steam, they already ended, but still, like, that would make sense because of the anniversary. But still, I don't even think they won the Labor of Love, but this game never deserves a Labor of Love award. Like, the developers, like BVVD, like this one guy said, it looks like, you know, they care about their product, but for the shareholders, like, fuck them. They, you know, they don't need an award. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Do you think Russia or not War Thunder decides its update, like what they're gonna add and stuff, like
I don't know,
like the manatee riding squad for Family Guy? You think that's who makes the updates?
I don't know. Did this stream like actually straight up end? Like it's over?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I think I'm gonna go play World of Tanks.
Oh, like that's doing much better.
No, I've never touched that.
To go plaid.
Or you can play Armored Warfare, the coolest modern point-and-click shooter.
Yeah, literally. I've always kind of wondered that, like, how do they like think of like what to add? You know. I am starting to get worried now that the BTR-80 and the Type 87 prototype might genuinely be 5.7. What's the point?
There isn't.
What's the point? That just made me realize it. What the fuck is the point? To add... Oh, let's just add another R3T. That's what... Oh, I'm going full Alex Jones on this. That's why they were going to add or put the R3 at 5.7. That is exactly why they were going to add it at 5.7, was because they knew that they were adding the Type 87 and the fucking BTR-80, and if those battle ratings are fucking 5.7, it only leads me to fucking believe that that is intentional. But of course they reverted that battle rating change, right? But that makes total fucking sense. For what reason? For what goddamn reason would they need to add the R3? Okay, like it can be used as an AA vehicle because of the aim, the vertical aim, and like maybe the BTR-80 too, but it's an IFV. It's not an the BTR-80 is employed as a fucking infantry fighting vehicle, not an anti-aircraft weapon. The same thing with the Type 87. It's not a fucking anti-aircraft weapon. So why in God's great earth would you add those at 5.7? Like, yeah, if they don't have Sable, like even just normal APDS, right? Like, okay, and they just have basic bitch APT. What is the goddamn reason to add those in the first place? Seriously. That would be like the type, what is it? The Type 16 prototype, the premium one. That would be like, well, it's a prototype, so let's give it like heat only or some bullshit, and let's put it at 7.3, right? Like, that just makes no sense. Like, they just added it just for extra RP sync. Why? Why would you do that? The sub 1 is what, 5.3? And I think that has the APDS. So if they add this Type 87, if it has APDS at 5.7, it's going to be broken. If it doesn't, it's going to be pointless. I don't know. I got my Alex Jones tinfoil hat on. Right? I don't know. Where is it? Let me see if I can find the picture. Alex Jones tinfoil hat. Probably going to get banned off of YouTube just for this picture. There. This is me right now. As soon as I made that realization, that this is what popped into my head. Okay? There just is no other reason for me than that. Seriously. I don't know. I just connected 2 and 2. Alright? I just connected the dots to me. Is that not sus for literally anyone else? Oh, well, we're going to move the R3 T20 up to 5.7. They didn't say they were going to give it like an APDS belt, though. Oh, and now we're going to...
they were rubbing their nipples as they came up with that scheme?
Yeah.
like just pulled down the little panels and just like, we're going to lower the R3 to 5.7 and then add the BTR-80.
The hat made him get into trains. I like trains. If I keep scrolling, that's pretty on the nose. The more I scroll, the more likely I am of getting kicked off of YouTube. That's good. Oh man, we should have War Thunder trading cards. Like all of the memes and all the bugs. Like you could have like the A4E crashing the game trading card, something like that. The free parts and FPE trading card. Oh, dude. I need a contact. I shouldn't be saying this out loud. I need to contact a marketing agent and start selling that as merch. But seriously though, like why would they add a 5.7 Type 87 if that battle rating stays, or even if it goes up? Either way, if it's below 7.7 or something like that, that's stupid. The same thing with the BTR 80. I don't see that being real. Like, that can't be real. And if it is real, I'm just gonna shoot myself. But
yeah, but here's the thing, Steel. Israel isn't real.
Oh, you're telling me if the Martyr didn't have a Milan missile on it, it would be 5.7? Like, that's basically what they're saying.
I'm gonna hang a Palestine flag outside my house today.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna hang a Palestine flag outside my house today.
Why? What?
No, I don't own one. Don't worry.
Yet.
Honestly, in Ireland, you can find them pretty easy.
What are those lyrics to that one song? Come out and fight me like a man.
Come on, stand up and show the world that you're a man.
Speed's just hanging up a Palestinian flag. He says, come fight me like a man, as he's in Israel. He's in the middle of Israel.
No.
Not even, like, near the border. I'm in, like, Tel Aviv.
Come out and fight me like a man!
Oh, man.
Can't wait to see the LAV-18, the LAV-30 millimeter Jakun. There's the Bradley Combat with the 30 mil, but the problem I have with any like Bushmaster 30 mil is the fire rate. I think even the CV90-30 Finn, which did they test drive it?
Oh, they did. Yeah, I don't think they did test drive it, but it's gonna have. I think it has AP FSDS, hopefully.
It was kind of towards the end. Oh wow, I skipped right to it. How good was that? The Sherman. Okay. Go back. They didn't. Oh wait. Oh. Whoa. That's the Viggen's fuel tank. That looks abnormally large or too far forward. But that is the fuel tank. Okay, so the Viggen's got fuel. Oh yeah, they just didn't test drive it. But it shows the rate of fire on the stat, doesn't it? No, maybe it doesn't. That's the reload of like the whole thing. Yeah, I saw just from like the dev blog video itself, it didn't look super fast. Fucking Swedish Sherman.
Причем такой тоже гибридный, собранный из нескольких вариантов.
I wanted to go vacuum my car, so I had my car parked under a tree for a couple days while I was out riding, and all of the seeds fell and down, like tucked into where the wipers, like the way my Mazda is, like it's like under the hood a little bit.
Drive a Mazda?
So because I thought it was cool looking. Let's not start this. And I drive a Mazda 3 hatch. Like I don't drive like the mom car like my mom owns. I don't, do that.
Озвучка, да, у нас на несколько голосов, то есть все вот эти новые команды, они озвучены также несколько голосов, включая, по-моему, женские в том числе. То есть, ну, как во флоте, то есть там прям большой пак команд. И, кстати, вот эти новые радиокоманды, которые про воздух, про все остальное, у них тоже было.
Also, if you're wondering my political associations or at all why I am as based as I am about War Thunder opinions and I'm not a bitch about it, you can tell because of what I watch.
Что ж, тогда, если
I'm sure some of you will notice that.
Техники много. За такую автономию приходится платить. То есть нельзя сказать,
is it just the spikes, though?
На ракете с ручным наведением.
А насколько большую часть танка...
Oh, wait, did they show...
брали не... За это такая же машина у нас была.
So, is this thing get the spike stock?
Да? Вот, тоже расскажем, тоже уникальная машина, но это... Но я бы еще хотел... У нас было вот, а это такая же машина, но уже... Это колесный БМП. Мощно довольно вооружение.
I'm assuming this just gets the spike stock.
Мы доработали систему так, чтобы автоматически...
As long as they track properly.
То есть за такую автономию приходится платить. То есть нельзя скорректировать точку. Может даже чуть ли не лучше.
Getting into gaming was a mistake.
У нас есть...
I need to go back in time.
You know, sometimes when I think about that, I get this flashback to like one of the first times. So I lived upstairs of my aunt and uncle and my 3 cousins. we lived when we first moved to Buffalo, like years and years and years ago.
Like Harry Potter.
So after my dad got laid off because of 9/11 and the airlines going down the tubes, we moved back towards family, right? Because we lived in Indiana.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you like worked in the reception of.
No. My dad was an aircraft mechanic for United.
No.
Nice. So when we moved back, we lived up top of the duplex, and I remember every morning, like during the summer, my cousin wasn't at school, I would go downstairs, and he would be playing like Battlefield Bad Company 2, or like Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty 4, whatever, and I would just watch him play video games. And I remember one of the first times I put his headset on, he went to the bathroom, he was playing with his buddies from school, and I put the headset on and I started playing Bad Company 2, and his buddies were just shitting on me.
I died 3 times, they called me a fag, and I was in love ever since.
Yeah. And, yeah, so they were just making fun. I was, like, probably 6 or 7? And they were, they were making fun of me. My cousin comes back in, and he's like, Joe, what are you doing? You're fucking up my KD. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I just every morning I would come downstairs and play games. Or he'd let me play GTA 4 when I was 9 years old. So that was bad. And now every time like I think of that speed, like why did I get into gaming? That's what I always picture. Like I remember like going downstairs. It was just like my mom would always tease my cousin. She'd be like, really shouldn't let Gio start getting into those video games. And now I think about it, I'm like, yeah, you probably should have told me to fuck off. A lot more, but oh well. Like I wouldn't get into gaming later anyways, probably. Because we like grew up on Pokemon and shit.
Будет довольно много изменений именно в визуальных эффектах, но вот первое из того, что можно было заметить, давайте покажем.
Gaijin really should have the Humvee variants.
No,
I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people that very much disagree with that. There is no need for Humvees in War Thunder, like in any way, shape, or form.
No, but it will happen at some point.
Probably when they run out of ideas. Yeah. But like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna add a Humvee with the tow missile on it.
Humvee with the low sat.
Like, I mean, maybe I could see the M8 low sat being in the game. I could see that, but
like
a Humvee, like overall, like the Weasel is as far as we should go, because the Weasel tow, you have tow 2s or tow 2As or whatever the hell, and like the Weasel is sneaky, but the Weasel's still a tank. Like it can be 50 cal'd, it can be like MG3'd, but why would I drive around in a Humvee that's just gonna get machine gunned? They already have the Type... Yeah, but the Type 93 is an AA. Like, that, there's kind of an exception to be made, because it was filling a role that Japan doesn't have. But I'm talking about, like, in terms of tank hunting capability. Like, why would you take... Like, say they added a Humvee with the tow launcher, and it's 8.0. What else is 8.0? The Bradley. Why would I take a Humvee over the Bradley? Like, sure, it's fast, and it might be sneaky, but why would I do that over a Brad? Like, you have a better combat effectiveness on the game, or in a match, than with a Humvee, in a Bradley than a Humvee, no matter what. Like, no matter which way you slice it, like, I don't see that being viable. Because people are, like, expecting Gaijin to add, like, the Syrian technical, where it's a flatbed semi, and it has a fucking T-34 turret, or T-55 turret, whatever, on the back. That kind of shit. That would just be stupid. Like, we have some flak trucks from World War II, like, I get it. But in terms of, like, higher tier stuff, it's either going to be super low tier and just kind of broken or derpy, and no one's really going to use it. Like, some people, like, the very small minority of people are going to get some kind of, like, lulls out of it. But for anyone who is, like, seriously trying to play the game in any way, shape, or form, I don't see a reason for Humvees or like any sort of like goofy technical. I don't think the speed of a Humvee is gonna make me want to play that over like a Bradley, because they would have to be within the same battle rating bracket. Like if Gaijin just added a Humvee with a 50 cal, that would be like 2.0 or something, and you would just be running around in a Humvee with slap rounds firing at World War II people. Like that, I just don't see that happening, because new players are going to be really weirded out when they're playing their Panzer IIc and they get killed by a Humvee from 2000 and or like 1999 with a fucking slap round. I just don't see it. I don't see it making sense, and that's kind of like my overall gripe with War Thunder in a lot of ways. Is like so I gotta think about how to phrase this. So World of Tanks, because I'm going to draw comparisons to World of Tanks. World of Tanks, when it started out, and the same thing with World of Warships, they start out with a certain amount of nations. There's specifically defined vehicle classes, and they kind of complement each other, or they have counters, right? It's kind of the same thing in War Thunder. Like, you know, heavy tanks and medium tanks and TDs, they used to kind of interact in a certain way. And now we have, because it was like all World War II, right? So like if you were playing War Thunder back when like the M47 Patton was top tier and the T-54, right? Like you knew where you were. So there was World War II tanks all the way up to like a few Cold War tanks, or like just post World War II vehicles, right? And then slowly but surely, Gaijin has added Cold War vehicles that are not as capable as more modern stuff, intermingling with World War II vehicles. Of course, like we see this around the battle ratings of like 6.3 up to 7.780, where there's still some World War II vehicles mixed in with some Cold War shit. And so over time, like just playing ground forces and to some extent air forces as well, but it's more separated. I would say it's better separated. But with ground forces in particular, the game has turned into this thing where almost like World of Tanks. Like World of Tanks used to just be like basic heavy tanks. They had armor. They had a longer reload TDs. There was like fast firing TDs. And then there was like the derp gun TDs, so they traded reload speed for more damage, and the light tanks kind of fulfilled the scouting role overall, right? Like some light tanks had better guns and other whatever. But like now World of Tanks has a line of Italian medium tanks with a goofy autoloader system or like ready rack system that's weird, and then they have French wheeled vehicles that are like super fast. They've basically completely killed off the entire light tank classification entirely. And then there's all these other wacky things, right? Like, the game has become less rock, paper, scissor. It's like rock, paper, scissor, fire extinguisher, gun, bomb, right? Like, it's just... And it's the same thing with War Thunder. Like, there isn't a defined way to play, I guess. There isn't, like, a defined... I'm trying to avoid the word meta, but you guys probably kind of understand what I'm trying to get to here. Is that it's kind of that thing with ground forces. The more that Gaijin tries adding certain things, like goofy things, the more it ruins other parts of the game. Like if they added Humvees and other like light, motorized vehicles, well, someone's gonna want a Humvee with a 50 cal on top. Well, that Humvee with a 50 cal isn't gonna do shit at a higher battle rating, so they're gonna have to make it rank 1. So now you have a Humvee facing tanks from the 30s. You see what I'm saying? Like it's gotten so mixed, and on top of that, mixed battles in itself. Like you used to play, like if you played German 6.7, you knew you were facing America and Russia and Britain 6.7. So you knew you were facing Centurions, you knew you were facing Pershings and like IS-2s and shit, or like in an up tier like an IS-6. Now it's like you play German 6.7. You could have America on your team and fight it being a Tiger 2, and if you're playing Germany, and then you face Israel with heat spammers, and you face France with some like random autoloader thing. Like it's almost like too much. And the more that people want wacky shit like that, the more the game kind of just turns into like just a big shit mess. Like if I had a Bob Ross example, it would be like Bob Ross painting and you can see a very defined colors, and the image is kind of coming in, and then someone goes, well, why don't you add brown to this painting? And Bob Ross is like, well, brown doesn't work in this painting. And someone goes, I don't care, it's my painting, I paid you for it, put the brown in. And so all he does is he takes his paintbrush or his hand and he smears all of the colors together, and now it's shit brown. That's like the analogy that I'm going with. So that's War Thunder. Like, the more you add stuff that isn't along the norm, the more the painting of War Thunder is going to turn into a brown shit mess. So that's the analogy I'm rolling with. It's what happened to World of Tanks, it's what happened to World of Warships, and now look at where those games are. World of Warships is nothing but just a money milking piece of shit. Like, what's the next wackiest thing that we can add? Oh, we'll add U.S. battleships that are hybrid carriers. So the carrier class is pointless because now you have the best firepower class in game spotting for itself, which removes the point of a battleship not being able to spot things as easy because it's slower and it has less range, right? So, like, that's kind of how World of Warships is. And like I said with World of Tanks has so many different vehicles that don't complement or rock, paper, scissors each other, like, properly, that the game is just a big fucking mess. Like, I've played World of Tanks once or twice in the past, like, 2 years, and when I played it, like, I had like a tier 8 or whatever it was, and I was like, I remember playing World of Tanks on Xbox and PC a long time ago when it was, like, somewhat, like, normal, and there was some, like, defined things, but then when I played it, like, the last couple times, I was just like, what is my weakness here and what is my strength? It's just, you just kind of drive in, you shoot something, you get shot at. You're literally, all you're doing is shooting at pixels that shoot back at you. And there's nothing else to it. It's not I don't know how people find that entertaining anymore. And like War Thunder is getting to be the same way, where you're not playing like back in the day. You played an F2 Saber or F86 Saber of some kind, and you played a MiG-15, or you played a Hunter, and you knew that you were playing that vehicle and you had certain strengths and weaknesses. Now, if you play an F86 Saber or a MiG-15 or a Hunter, what's your strength? Well, there's always something faster than you because there's shit with afterburners there, or there's things with missiles. Well, I don't have flares. The only thing I can do is outturn this missile. And then Gaijin's like, well, no, we're going to put some brown shit into this painting, so we're going to add the SU-25 at a battle rating, where now I have an all-aspect missile, and you're in a fucking Saber. So now you're sitting in a Saber. It's like, well, what am I doing, really? You're flying to look at a pixel, for that pixel to press a button, to just ruin your day, to kill you, to beat you, and you're just sitting there like, well, that was interesting, that was great, like, I just queued up in this plane, this historic airplane that
used to have some of the most fun gameplay in the game.
You know, I want to play because it was a super popular, you know, it was like, I'm flying the F-86 Saber, the MiG-15, yay, MiG Alley, and then all of a sudden this Su-25 is like, sup, bitch, and it ruins your day. Like, there's nothing defined to it anymore.
When those planes were top tier, it was so fun. I loved it, and now it's shit.
Yeah. Like, I've tried to play the Saber, and it's so boring. It's like, what am I doing? Because there's always something with a missile or something that's going to ruin you. So, Gaijin has met the melting pot all mixed up and like nothing defined anymore. Yeah, that's what it is.
I bought a talisman for my F-30 Saber. But I can't use it. Can't use it to ground stuff.
Oh, there you go, Rooster. Yeah, I wasn't looking at chat. That's a really good analogy. You used to either have the speed of a Leo 1 and heat for pen, or you got the armor of a T-54 and M103. There were counters, and it still took skill to shoot weak. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Holy shit, I thought Oxy was a girl. Okay.
La Royale.
I legitimately thought, I'm like, is this Mike's girlfriend? I realized it was
is going to, together with me, present all the new content. Well, not all the new content. Keep in mind, we do still have some
oh boy.
We're going to be leaving for the dev servers and for the update itself.
Bro's opening my eyes on War Thunder. Dude, I am the red pill of War Thunder that you have been waiting for.
Including but not limited to high drag bombs, a new radio command.
I'm gonna go like make a bagel or something for a minute.
Help you out a little bit more.
So I'll just turn this up so you guys can hear it
we have
a little bit easier, maybe.
Crews, similar to the update we had to the ship crews not too long ago. A new naval map, a new tank map.
You had an outspeed?
I do want to remind you before we go ahead.
No, I haven't eaten today.
Is work in progress, so don't take all the stats and the battle ratings at face value. Those are.
I'm gonna turn the
still change
YouTube chat off again. I'll throw this back up there.
So, shall we start and begin? Let's begin with America and the new M1K VT premium
I got my headset on, so I'll listen.
For Krasnovian variant tank. This is essentially a visual model, a visual modification for the regular M1 Abrams, the one with the 105mm cannon, which is supposed to make it look like a Soviet tank to be used in OPFOR missions and training missions in real life. Now,
buy more
shit,
guys!
The real M1 KVT was based on the M1A1 with the 120mm cannon, but for gameplay balance, and since it is the premium, we decided to make it an M1 with 105mm cannon. It doesn't really change much in terms of design itself, it's just a visual model. And in fact, if you don't want to actually have your tank look like this, you are entirely free to uninstall the visual model, which will make you a little bit lighter, and you don't really lose anything because all those little ERA blocks that you see on the tank are non-functional. This is entirely a visual modification. None of these things actually add any tangible armor. You have, of course, a little bit of structural components here at the front and on the barrels in the back, but they're not really going to be saving you from any incoming fire. This is purely for funsies. Keep in mind also, these barrels in the rear do actually affect your gun elevation. So let's quickly check this out in a test drive. To battle. So it may actually be very, very good, very useful for you if you don't install the Viz mod. Then again, let's be fair, NATO tanks in general can't really aim backwards anyway because of the hump.
So it's not too much of a problem.
It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but, you know, it's a nice little visual modification and one that you can get in the upcoming update. I did like to look at this thing.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like I really like premiums like this. They don't really lock anything from what you could get in the regular tree, and it's still just very functional. It's like visually different. It's a really good version of the Abrams because it's incredibly quick. Reload as well, you can play very aggressively, very reliably. It's great, yeah.
The early Abrams are a lot faster because they have less armor on them, so less weight to weigh them down, which is very good. And I really like the camo netting on this barrel as well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good one. It can dodge top tier as well, being 10-3, so that's another nice advantage for it.
Alright, let's move on to something a little bit more interesting for the World War II fans out there.
Dude, I've been waiting for this. Look at this. It's a crust tank. I've wanted a crust tank for a while. I love this. This is the M4 T26, which essentially is literally just what it looks like, Sherman hull with Pershing turret. Not really too much else to say about it other than because obviously you know what both of these things are. It's not stabilized, unfortunately, so it's still standard for the Pershing. But it's pretty interesting. It's a nice addition. 6.0 is a little bit more viable now. You can play it with the Bulldog and the two M36s. And hull down, like, the mantlet of the Pershing, well, the turret of the Pershing rather, is deceptively good. And you can really make use of a lot of areas of the map with it because it is still fairly tall, the Sherman. Hull very weak, so out of cover it's not that great, but it is on the later hulls, so you do get the more powerful engine. For 6.0 it's pretty nice. I've been really hoping to see a vehicle like this.
Does it get a really nice APHE shell?
It does, yeah, so it's the standard shell types for the Pershing, basically. So if you know what the Sherman is and what the Pershing is, it's literally this, put them together, basically. Nothing too complicated about it, it's just another tank that you can have in your lineup, and it's pretty good. The 90 is amazing gun, really good gun. Shame about no stabilizer, but you can still make good use of the turret armor at 6.0, and it's going to be a nice vehicle.
New phone, who this?
I like it.
It does remind me a little bit of the M6 with the big turret head.
Yeah, it does. It's got the same energy, I think.
I don't know if I'm muted on stream, so I don't want to like say
nice
anything outrageous.
Big fan.
Right.
No, you're not muted.
Next, of course, you have already seen the dev block for the new Tomcat making its way into the game, the F14B. This is an upgraded version with a more powerful
other people
and
just come in here and be like,
sup? On the left-hand side, as well as access to some fancy new stuff, like a targeting camera in the nose, which you can use to find and detect both air and ground targets. What I have equipped right now are the new high drag bombs as well, which I'm going to be showcasing. And you also have access to AIM-9Ls as well as a new Phoenix missile, the AIM-54C variant with a digital seeker head, which should be a lot better at tracking enemies. Now, let's give a quick try to these high drag bombs. I'm going to use my gun camera to select the target. Let's go for... why don't we drop all of them at once?
Yes. Let's go.
Need to reduce a bit of speed.
These are weirdly satisfying to use. Found.
Ignore the bombs. There we go. So, why high drag bombs? Why the drag shoots? Essentially, in War Thunder, you had a bit of a tendency to blow yourself up if you tried to go for low altitude bombing operations. You could, of course, circumvent that somewhat if you put a timer on your bombs. That is an option that you have already in the game. But it was always a little bit unreliable, perhaps. Maybe by the time that the enemy sees the bomb lying on the ground, he may have time to run away. You can still get caught in the blast radius. Sometimes it phases a bit through the ground. It's not ideal. However, with the drag bombs, what you essentially have is, once I drop this, you can drop bombs precisely on a target, but with the added parachute, they slow down, allowing you to get outside of the blast radius, which is very useful when you're trying to do low altitude bombing like that. I wouldn't recommend using this particular bomb type at high altitudes, just because the drag chute is always open, which means that the higher you go, the longer it takes for the bomb to come to the ground.
Yeah.
Although there is a tactical maybe advantage here that you could do, which is fly high, drop a bomb over a capture point, and then in 5 minutes maybe it gets there and may catch some people by surprise.
Do the bombs make the same whistling noise, actually? I don't know. So that could be quite fun, actually.
Maybe. That's something that we could try out later, or, well, once the patch goes live. Let's quickly go over the armament options of the F14. Now, you have some added options for your air combat. The previous F14 did not have all aspect IR missiles. This version does with the AIM-9L, as well as the option of mounting additional countermeasures, kind of like you can find on the Harrier GR7, for example, which should make you last a lot longer in air combat, given or assuming that you are good with your countermeasures. You also have access to the new AIM-54C, which provides a bit of better tracking, so you should be able to use this more effectively at longer ranges. And you also have access to the AIM-7M for closer range radar missile action. Of course, you have regular bombs. You also have paveways, finally some guided bombs for the Americans in the tech tree, which you can use together with this new pod, the Lantern targeting pod, which enhances the capabilities that you already have with the base F14B with the tracking camera by also adding a night vision mode, a thermal night vision searching image that you can use to more effectively find ground targets and then engage them with these laser guided bombs. Overall, it's a very nice upgrade to the F14. It also has some stronger engines and, of course, as I mentioned, a bit more efficient, so you should be able to go faster, go further, engage for a longer time, have more endurance, and kill people more effectively. Very nice. Okay, let's move on to the BF2C1.
Yeah, the exact opposite end of the tree, really.
That would have been a really,
this is
really
the new reserve.
time.
You're probably semi-familiar with it. China do have this vehicle as a premium, the Hawk 3.
I don't know if you actually could hear what I was shouting.
For the longest time,
I heard everything.
I don't know if stream would hear it as clearly, but
early.
Oh no, the stream picked it up.
It's not the most beginner-friendly because its maneuverability is fairly.
Prepcool, you're so edgy. I could cut myself on you.
To replace them, I believe the M2 version is still a reserve, and the later two will remain in the tree, but they won't be reserve aircraft anymore. I think anyway.
I don't know if you were watching the stream when they started. I actually thought, I was like, is this Mike's girlfriend? And then I realized it was Oxy.
From testing it.
Yeah, I started watching then.
The landing gear also take a very obnoxiously long
it's like
time
a minute
to deploy.
delay on the stream.
But yeah, it's a nice change, I think, for like easing new players into the experience. It's definitely a more forgiving and better introduction to aircraft for America. Obviously, America's quite a popular nation, so it makes sense. It's a good addition. Got more bombs, more bomb drops for tanks as well. So flying battles.
Oh, did I just look off the chat?
Yeah, it's a bit more usable than the pea shooter, a bit more forgiving. It kind of fills its role of being a reserve aircraft very well, I think.
The only thing I'm slightly disappointed by is that it doesn't get the 50 cals.
Yeah.
So you can't quite as effectively use it in ground RB.
It's a bit of a shame. Like the 7.92.
I've also just recently become addicted to peanut butter for some reason.
Machine gun, I think. For
I really usually don't like peanut butter, and all of a sudden my toast is just always peanut butter.
It is better than the other pea shooters.
Although I did, my eggs are all runny though, so I can't. I'm not mixing peanut butter with that.
Just eat the peanut butter. Don't use it for anything else that has to do with it.
Alright, let's
might have to make more toast just to mop up the yolk. We're gonna shoot up this.
It automates
Let this
you
crashes their depth
server
too.
Something a little bit familiar here. This is essentially the same weapon system as on the USH 405.
No, Mike, it's not similar. I'm blind.
Swedish tree on a wheeled chassis, but now in the German tree on a
I don't know what I'm looking at here, Mike. I'm very blind.
Panzer 45, the Hammer mechanical chassis, which
I'm just taking the piss out of him. I love Mike.
Currently
He's awesome.
have less engine power, so it is not quite as fast as the Jagdpanzer 45. You can't zip around quite as much, but it is also quite
He helped me
light.
get like
Now,
a somewhat consistent YouTube kind of design going for a while.
I would
My channel was growing.
recommend not to run into enemy IFV.
Of course, I do that all the way now though, because like
can probably go for
during the winter time, I'm working more than I'm playing.
If you're familiar with the USH 405, you know that this weapon system is quite nice. What you have here is a twin-barrel rocket launcher with automatic loading, which means you can rapidly fire off very high penetration rockets that go relatively fast, and have a very good penetration as well for the battle rating. These things can be quite nasty, although they don't tend to have too much endurance because
literally the only thing that makes this better than the USH is the extra ammunition.
However, for ambushes and surprising heavy tanks from the front,
and the fact that it's tracked though, I guess.
It does have more ammo than
for the actual weapon system. It's better.
Like that really did hurt that one actually in its potential, but this one a little bit more.
Oh yeah, full barrel reload for each one.
Yeah, the rapid fire nature of it can be pretty fun to use. The rockets are quite blinding as well, so even if you don't quite land your first one, you usually panic you're fighting if you're close enough. It's got a lot of advantages, and yeah, it's just a nice, little interesting vehicle to add for sure.
It is going to be interesting how this will play in comparison to the USH. Because it is tracked, it should be a bit faster on.
As if 7-3 Germany wasn't already a pain in the ass to fight.
Better in close quarter city engagements, for example.
Every time I play 7-3 Germany, I get my ass kicked. Every time I fight them, I get ruffled.
Like it has drawbacks and advantages comparatively, so it's a nice addition. Definitely a cool one to have in the game.
Because like the Martyr. Well, actually, no. I think 8-0 Germany is better actually because the extra Martyr is 8-0. But
all right, next up we have another.
If I'm trying to play 6-3 and I get an up tier, the game's over.
You like to see? I really like vehicles like this. So this is very similar functionally to the.
I don't think that's the RU-251 chassis though. I think I said that in my video in the dev blog, but it's the Rakim Jagdpanzer chassis, which has a different actual specific name, but I don't think they're the same chassis.
This is a tier 2. So it's a tank that Germany have in tier 2 that's not the Puma, that has scouting, which is really nice. Not the most survivable. It is more mobile though. I'll take it into a brief test drive. It's something else actually I really like
this is just a light
about
tank,
this gun
Panzer
in particular.
Brought the other Panzer 38s
despite being
light
fast
tank.
as well, so it is a bit more mobile in all
they
respects.
are now.
So as a light tank, it's pretty good. Also has the shoulder
Were they considered
stabilizer, which
medium
is
tanks
really
years
good as
ago?
well.
They were considered tank destroyers for some reason.
Is that it's one of the only tank rounds that doesn't have a tracer.
Yeah,
so being
and then they've been moved into light tanks.
Are not going to be as easily identifiable if you're being quite
it's more mobile.
stealthy.
That's why.
Aggressive like that, so it's pretty. It's
like,
pretty
I
good.
saw when I saw the
most
top of the turret, I
penetrating,
figured it was like a recon
3-3,
variant.
You will struggle to use this gun effectively in various situations, but I really like that.
The Swedes are still kings for low tier
trace
because
of
of
the
their
shell.
Sabo and their fire rate. I think the Swedes are the most fun rank 1 nation.
Interesting. Those sound like a different crew.
Yeah, that's right. They don't show these spaded, so this probably doesn't get APDS.
If you are a naval player, you may have noticed an update a few patches ago.
I don't even think the Swedish Panzer 35 or 38 has Sabo. I think it was only their native cannons.
Much more reactive voice acting, and
I know the German ones don't get it. I think the Swedish ones have APDS on their 38Ts.
Voice of the crew. So if you're getting engaged, for example, your crew is very.
Every time I heard the crew voices, I thought it was somebody trying to talk to me through my house from the outside. I had to take my headset off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who's talking?
As well, which
I was listening to this while playing a game, and I thought it was coming from my game.
Very nice.
You can also hear different when you are outside the tank. You hear the voices a bit muffled.
Also, I woke up this morning in that shitpost video I made yesterday that I thought was going to be like a non-video. I wake up, I'm like, holy shit, 11,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? Most of my viewer base is is America. It's like, did I just get like 8,000 viewers at like 10 o'clock at night specifically or something? Like, I'm super confused.
Should be quite nice overall.
How overnight all of my views accumulate. Which doesn't make any sense, because every time I check my analytics, my views are from America. So it's like everybody's watching War Thunder at 1 o'clock in the morning.
What's quite nice as well is that several of the smaller
Which
nations have their own specifics. So I think Finland has their own.
Finding the hidden Gaijin snail at 3 a.m., not clickbait.
With the voice as well, which is quite cool. I like that. It's all detail.
This was unique for each nation as well. Very nice.
I rhymed the Gaijin snail.
So next up, we have an upgrade for the
3 a.m. scary almost died.
yeah, no, it was that clickbait.
This will take
almost
the
died.
spot after the Su-22
almost died.
Almost died.
East German
almost died. I
variant,
fucked
which
the
has
Gaijin
access to
snail
an
at 3
extra
a.m.
gun, more powerful engines, more flares, all aspect R60 MK missiles.
Where is my
It's when you buy something for War Thunder.
In this case, the 500 SH. This should be a nice little upgrade to CAS for Germany. They tend to be a bit, you know.
So is this another just Tech Tree 38T? What has to be grinded out?
F-14s
yeah, but it's lighter and it has a shoulder stable.
Missiles, some rocket pods.
They all have shoulder stabilizers
for generic CAS use. And since you do also have access to up to 6 R60 MK missiles, you can also do some damage in RRB. Although keep in mind, the Su-22 isn't exactly a fighter and not the most maneuverable aircraft out there. I have to say though, fast aircraft with a lot of flares have their own little niche in RRB. They can run away from enemies and essentially use the freedom of missiles before they get shot down themselves, which is a very, very useful trait to have.
I can't.
Especially when you are a
I don't know if I can bring myself to do this.
Professional
egg.
A free kill.
Did Donut just notice that Mike has had professional egg on his stream thing every time?
This is.
He hasn't noticed it.
Okay, and next up, let's see what we have. We have the Russians.
Look, he does have.
Like, I'll just snipping tool it. I'll just snipping tool it.
It's very.
I'm not gonna snipping tool. I'm not gonna snipping tool who it is, but they said who is Mike, who is BVVT.
This is the BTR ATA. It is quite a low bat rating, and that is very much intended so because it doesn't really have anything else than this cannon. You'll see, it doesn't have APFSDS.
I remember when Mike had a full set of hair, and then after a year was BAM! Balding.
A year with Gaijin does that to an
It really does.
In terms of offensive capabilities against enemies.
Aha, I called it!
Think of it like a BMP, given that the cannon is basically the same cannon as on the BMP. But on
also, I'm assuming that the BTR, the thing in the beginning of the trailer was just the BTR 80 a second time, and it wasn't a... Whoops.
On maps like
it wasn't.
Should be quite nice there.
The LAV 25.
No, the Nana.
Well, so you do keep that in mind.
It's the BTR chassis, but it has like a mortar on it.
Oh, what the hell?
Like artillery piece. Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? This thing's 5.7.
Yeah, dude.
Well, because it doesn't get APFSDS.
That doesn't justify it. Just give it APDS and make it a higher battle rating. It has to be work in progress.
Yeah, it's nice to have it. It's like. It's strange though, like I don't know, like I'm not sure how well it's gonna do because the lack of pen, like the fire rate's not immense, like it's not as
devastating. Oh my god, it genuinely is gonna be 5.7.
But still, it has the mobility to get into positions quite early
on,
which is pretty annoying.
Why?
It's also, light tank, it's a very good segue for CAS at that BR because before this they really just had like the PT.
This is going to be one of those vehicles what starts off at this battle rating and then gets moved around.
It's the R3 all over again. I was just saying it earlier.
It's strange.
I went full Alex Jones conspiracy. There was a specific reason that the R3T20 was going to go to specifically 5.7, and it was because they were going to put it at 5.7. They were going to add the BTR-80 and the Type 87 prototype.
It's in front of the ASU-85. You're fucking me.
Since it is a light tank at rank 4.
Okay, it's only got APT rounds. Well, that's not.
And they're considering it a light tank and not an anti-air vehicle.
This is not the only vehicle are getting on the ground.
So why is the R3 not considered a light tank then? Because it's technically a light tank.
This is deceptively small, actually. If you look at the X-ray, look, that guy is standing up, and that's the floor. So it's a.
This is the Russian T95 one right here.
This bloody stream's delayed by like a minute.
T62.
Oh.
It's got the same.
I try to have almost no latency, but
should be the same. Yeah. So you're familiar with the firing platform.
Yeah, well, I'm always going to be like a minute behind.
Not really that reliable at 8.3. You can, if you angle slightly, you can do some like strange stuff with these plates. Like there's the potential to bounce.
Oh, that's going to be fucking retarded.
Bounces, like you.
Oh, that's going to be fucking retarded. Also, Mike's water bottle is a green water bottle.
You do have the reverse gear as well. It's not.
That side armor is angled down like an IS-7. That's going to be so retarded. Firing heat in the side, you're going to shoot it. Let me go back. If you shoot it from this side, you better hope that you blow up this ammunition. If they, of course, if they don't take full ammo, then that's not going to matter. If you shoot this from either side, like you gotta hope that the heat jet or whatever you pen actually kills both crew members. Otherwise, this thing won't die in a side shot. Because if you try to shoot that hull,
but it's still not that reliable. You do have
the thing that this best reload on this fucking gun is 9.2 seconds.
The bounce
it's on par with the T62.
In downtiers, like you will be. Bouncing some stuff, I would say probably, but it's still not that reliable. You do have the
side armor.
Reverse gear as well. It's not.
Bryn's gonna have fun trying to fight this thing with the Sabo.
So you're familiar with the firing platform. Armor is not really that reliable at 8.3. You can, if you angle slightly, you can do some like strange stuff with these.
Yes, you are.
So first off, it's variable thickness, so it's not a specific armor value. Yeah, that's going to be super broken because is as if track armor, like the stuff right above your track, the rubber, metal, whatever it is, wasn't already like goofy enough against heat and other certain projectiles. You're just not. That's just not going to work. Like I can already see this being super trolly.
Plates, like there's the potential to bounce stuff.
Like the fact that Russian tanks sometimes are more effective in terms of their side armor than their front armor because of volumetric shells and armor is sad.
Reverse gear as well. It's not very impressive.
When they are specifically known,
amazing.
I will repeat this ad hominem. Russian tanks are specifically notorious for when you get their side, it's like they're done. Like it is a specific thing about Russian vehicles, like especially Cold War stuff.
Very poor gun depression are usually a bit
like side armor against anything. Obviously, you get the side of a tank, you get the side of a tank. But like they were notorious. Like the moment you get the side, that Russian tank is done.
I like vehicles from this era, like sort of the tail.
But in War Thunder, it is the exact fucking opposite.
Vehicle to have, it's familiar.
I gotta say that hull looks very funky from the front.
It's also, that's the other thing, it's super low profile.
Yeah, like
so like
strange.
It's gonna be just. It's just going to be retarded.
I can't work out really how effective it's going to be. I think if you're fighting some of the earlier rounds, it's going to be.
Is it like, low profile? It looks like it's the same height as a normal T62.
It can still be pretty quick on the reaction times and angle it. There's some potential.
It's a little bit taller.
It's definitely
a different
the
vehicle to
T62 is definitely taller
than the other MBTs that you have
than the 435.
I like it.
No, 435 looks taller.
You think so?
And next,
yeah, because of the heavy machine gun.
For many people, probably
the heavy machine gun doesn't matter though.
The SU-25T and its expert version, the SU-39, both coming into the game in this upcoming update. Now, these are going to be very complicated to explain because, well, I mean, look at all that. This is quite possibly the most technically complicated aircraft
I think it's IRCM,
in the game,
apparently.
Given that you have all these different ordnance options ranging from normal bombs, parachute bombs, fire bombs, you got rockets, you got rocket pods, you got guided missiles.
Did they just make a new icon for this bomb specifically? What does the SH mean? Is that the fall? Those are the slow falling bombs? The drag bombs must be. That must be what that indicates. That dot.
Vickers missiles, which you may find.
So a premium of Vickers, huh?
Yeah. Whole 16 of them, and of course it can be used both against ground targets and air targets. It has something called IRCM,
Fucking hijack.
Wait, is he because he's playing Stallcraft? He just popped in just to say that? Oh no, he's not. But that was good. That was good. He pops in like I'm just gonna bye.
You also have a new air-to-ground radar pod, which can be used to find, track, and lock onto.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Now, one thing that I want to mention on this ground radar.
This is the Phantasmagoria pod. From if you played the Frogfoot DCS, this is the pod that you use for anti-radar.
That they are alive. Otherwise, it will also be
Gaijin specifically, Mike, I gotta mute you here. Gaijin specifically said that they didn't really think about, they didn't want to add anti-radiation missiles because the radars only lock very specific things. This Phantasmagoria pod, if I remember correctly, just straight up like we'll see a radar signature and IFF it, and then you can fire the missile at it. Okay, so they have now added a pod for the Frogfoot to be able to carry that. I'm gonna do some googling here. Su-25 Frog
ground map as well.
Foot.
The Iberian Castle, which you're going to be seeing shortly, although only from a perspective from the air. This is going to be a new tank map for you to explore on the upcoming update as well. There are some village areas. There is a fort area.
The big boys. Where are they?
Well. So it should
this
have,
thing.
Plenty of engagement.
So like it could do this. Like War Thunder. We already have an F-105, which it's not the anti. Or it's not the seed ground 105, whatever brain I'm trying to think. You know what I mean? It's not the specific seed variant of the Thunder Chief. Jesus, that thing taxiing on like a flooded runway or taxiway? Yeah, so they have added that pod pretty much. But yeah, like they've added it in game and right now in air quotes purely for target identification because it's a ground radar. But this is essentially what seed would look like in War Thunder. You just have that, you lock up a target, and if it's enemy, because you got to make sure it's enemy, because I don't know if this has IFF, and then you fire a missile and you're done. Like it locks onto the target, it's done. Remember, so this missile in particular actually has a pretty damn good range. I'll see you, Rooster. Sorry, I didn't see your chat, but yeah, take care, bud. But it's a pretty long-range missile. So Russia has the best SAM in the game because it reaches out to literally the aircraft spawn and can pretty much do it, you know, whatever. They now have they had the best helicopters in the game. They have some of the best main battle tanks in the game simply because of mechanics making them like derpingly good. They now have the best fixed-wing ground attacker in the game. They already kind of did with the MiG-27K, but as you can see here, this has IRCM, so it's going to be difficult for like Mistrals and other stuff to hit them, even with their countermeasure resistance. AIM-9s are just straight up just not going to work unless you get like AIM-9Ms.
Connect.
Well, I guess it still can fucking work apparently, but either way, like you're gonna be flaring and stuff too. Like they just did that for demonstration, but the IRCM is just another layer of passive protection. You have the Vickers missile on a fixed wing because of the Frogfoot. Even bar the nerf, I'm going to call it a nerf, but the mechanic refinement, let's go with a fancy term, of Vickers missiles not being just straight up retarded. Helps a little bit, but you're still going to be using them from a fixed-wing platform versus a helicopter, so they might be even more effective. It really depends on the Frogfoot's camera angles. And then in the future, if Gaijin does actually add anti-radiation missiles, because you know they will, never say never, Gaijin. The IT-1 proved this game was going a different direction. And now you're gonna have the best air-to-ground missile in game on a weapons platform that can, or you know what I mean, a platform that can also carry a really good anti-radiation missile, you know, with the pod. So now you're gonna literally just be able to spawn in a frogfoot with the ground radar. You're gonna get radar pings from the enemy SPA. If there's some kind of IFF in the future, then you'll know which ones are friendly, which ones are enemy, obviously. And then you lock onto them, you fire 2 of these missiles, they seek that target, although I think it can carry the smaller KH-25s, which are still effective within the game's spawn range. You're going to be able to fire, at minimum 2, maybe more if they add the other ones, anti-radiation missiles, suppress and destroy literally every radar SAM, because there's no warning for these kinds of SAMs. I don't even think there's warnings for like a Patriot system about the missile, other than seeing it like on radar if it's the projectile's big enough. You're gonna knock out all the enemy SAMs that just spawned, and then you're gonna go in with the Vickers missiles and you're gonna destroy multiple tanks. And because the Frogfoot is not going Mach 1 when it spawns, you have more time to set up versus like a MiG-27 where when you spawn you just have to pretty much zoom climb or whatever.
I can't.
Not to interject and be annoying.
One more thing.
But is it a premium?
They have a premium, yes.
So
they have the entry and the premium, which is the export, which has like the same munitions.
No, it's not an export. SU-39 is a upgrade of the SU-25.
Well, they just said it was an export. Either way, it's the same fucking airplane for $70, whatever it is.
$70? I might just fucking pick that up.
60, $70.
Don't buy it. Don't give them money.
Yeah, don't buy it. If I'm given the option for this patch to be given it for free as a CC, then like it is what it is. But I don't want to buy it. I want a refund for my other Frogfoot for it, but. You know, so
that's why you don't buy the first one when it comes out. Watch, they're gonna come out with another A10 premium. I didn't
think they would be ballsy. Oh, was that Speed leaving? Oh yeah, Speed. All right, bye, Speed.
Watch, next update they're gonna add another A10 premium, and it's gonna be really funny.
Yeah.
They feel a bit more stable at long range.
What was the last thing I wanted to fucking say? Yeah, either way, Russia just will literally have the best of everything. No matter what, like it's just that's not some sort of cope. That's just objective. The A10C doesn't have seed capability. You would require a different platform entirely for it, which would be the F-105 probably initially, the F-16 with harms. If we got a later F-16. The F-16 would probably be the best option if you were able to have. Well, actually, no. It depends on whether or not Gaijin decides to add the harms.
Temperance are adding Issei.
Of course, these vehicles now they do
really? Have a localized. What's that? Which one is that? The fucking carrier battleship?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Right now, when I
does it have the 4 gun turrets, or is it all 6?
Something else to sort of
6.
I don't
know. The line.
Oh, okay, so it's pre-retrofit. Okay.
And if you like wheeled vehicles like this, you'll be happy to know that.
Yeah, I was about to say, then it's gonna actually stand a chance to get some shit.
Oh, that's a 40 mil.
The Type 87 RCV prototype. We already have the Tech Tree Type 87 RCV with the 25mm cannon in the Tech Tree at a substantially higher battle rating because it gets APFSDS. This is essentially the same chassis, but with the RH-202 20mm autocannon, which you can find, for example, as a turret gun on the Leopard 2K. Which also means you have way less penetration.
I also think I pulled my shoulder lifting a door up.
7mm of penetration, no APFS.
Corruption of Gaijin does hell on a airline.
But scouting on a relatively compact and fast chassis, which you can use to
where's R73?
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat a little bit. But
substantially lower battle rating version of the Type 87 RCV. Given that it has massively reduced weapons capabilities as well. That said, I really like the way this thing looks. It looks so
chibi.
Compact. Yeah, it's very nice.
Very squishy. Like it. Yeah, it's nice. Cool addition though.
Japan getting another wheeled vehicle, and it's 5.7 as well.
I'll briefly show you Issei.
It's not 5.7.
I don't read too much about bigger ships. I like destroyers and that kind of
stuff. The Type 87.
This comes.
No, Type 80. No, you're way far behind now.
Here you go.
Yeah,
like
well,
a lot
I
of
don't
these
know
ships
what
feel
the
quite
hell's
similar. I've
going
not
on
had too
with
much
the
experience with
stream
them, so I can't really go into too many particulars.
I'm watching
But
Steel stream, not
yeah,
their
it's sort of
actual
similar. All the
stream.
guns, you know, the standard gun array, same, not quite as much anti-air as Fuso, but I can briefly show you armor layouts and that kind of thing.
I don't understand.
I think it was Mach 5.
More applicable stuff, I guess, but it's
what?
a very pretty ship. I love how
The
these ships look.
PL-11 goes Mach 5. That's fucking stupid.
Most visually appealing, like vehicle designs I think I've seen in anything.
Isn't it just an ass speed?
Yeah.
No, it's an AIM-7 Sparrow copy.
Of course, all these big ships are.
Which is what the ass speed is.
Also,
No, but it turns
the
25
H1,
instead of 35.
S early, I believe, has been replaced with the 1E, and I will show you as well. I believe
say it's replaced
all
with
of
an
these
E?
series of helicopters now have a model cockpit, which looks really nice.
Oh,
I like
cool!
how boxy
Helicopters
it is.
finally got cockpits. Yay!
I like square things.
They're still
yeah, it's,
retardedly boring
nice to have more
and take
helicopter
too
cockpits,
long
I
to
think.
grind.
Not really too much to say about it. I mean, you know what this helicopter is and what it can
Remember
do.
when
The only
bombers
time
was
you were
getting
ever
their
really
pockets?
able to properly grind helicopters when they were able to be first spawned with missiles. And that was only Russia, pretty much. There was a time where the Viper was really OP when Hellfires could be fired right above the battlefield, but after that it was just anything with a Vickers missile, K-50, 52,
at a whole battle rating higher,
was
given
king.
that it has the following upgrades: stronger engines, more advanced weapons. This does now get access.
Didn't you say you're thinking there's a Vickers missile nerf coming too?
Roughly equivalent to the AIM-9.
Yeah, the same thing that they did for the physics of the Tunguska's missiles, they're doing for the Vickers as well.
Out the new PL-11 radar missile.
Haven't you also
okay,
said?
so it is the new missile.
Sparrow, some of the
And
later
Mach 5,
ones,
holy
not quite the
shit.
top ones, but
Wait, what's the speed of the AIM-7F though?
Now, the
AIM-7F?
has, of course,
I'm in
a little
War
bit of
Thunder
a
right now, let me
disadvantage
look.
in terms of, in comparison to other top tier jets, in that it only has
I think it's
Mach
Mach
3.
3.
missiles, and you don't
It's
have
Mach
any of the
3,
guided weaponry
and it has a
or
longer
ground
range.
striking capabilities, unless you count. Well,
The
parachute
P11
ones
is going to be
guided.
like an
That's a decent option
R27
for-
ER.
Actually,
If
no,
they
it goes
have
Mach
the F-16
4 and
or
has
maybe
a
not
40
want to go for the F-16,
Mach
they
range.
can take out China's new top
What's
tier
the
jets.
speed of the
I can also
R27
quickly
ER?
show you the engines that are
It has good acceleration
more
too.
powerful,
I
so
know
Let me
better
see,
better
R20
acceleration than the Sparrow, but
R27ER is Mach
roughly
5.8.
6,200
Okay, yeah.
kilograms of afterburn. So a total of around 1,500 extra kilogram
yeah.
force.
So China just
both
gets like a better
engines
jousting
combined,
missile.
which
Pretty much.
Object 211, what the fuck is that?
at higher speeds and greater
Another.
accelerations.
Oh, is that the
BM,
prototype of
EG7.
the Type 63?
I'll start by showing you the
think they showed it
ZTZ-88B,
Oh,
which
they
actually
added
came
another
before the
E8.
A. They're very, very similar, these two. Visually, they're almost
So hear me
identical.
out. We get an M2
the
Bradley
main
without
change
the
is the
missiles, and
gun.
that way we put that at
The
5.7.
B uses
That's literally Gaijin's logic.
L7, so it doesn't get the proxy HE
Tempest, you
round.
work.
And because the barrel, if you
Yeah, that's why I
so
keep
the
muting my
barrel
mic.
is slightly smaller.
That was the
Oh,
guy
shorter, rather.
outside my
It
house.
doesn't have quite as much
his
penetration
alarm
on the
went
dart
off.
shell. It's a little bit weaker when compared to the later version, but apart
So
from
I
that,
just
they're very,
realized
very
that
similar.
loading
Currently
screen
comes
they
before,
got going,
the
that's
A
a
version.
109K
And,
being
yeah,
shot
makes
down.
a already strong
Probably a
lineup
new
even
loading
stronger. We also have the Object 211. Like I
5.6.
didn't even know this existed. I had no idea about this one.
How laggy
it's
is my
kinda nice, the
stream? Is
muzzle
it
break
like
is really
a
cool,
minute? It should
It
be
uses
a
the
minute
85,
behind.
it's the,
Really?
It's like
the
a
same
minute.
version
It's
as
like
mine.
a minute,
Yeah,
a
it
minute
has the
two.
A round
Like,
I
and
thought
the
I
minutes
thought I had the
box.
latency like pretty good, so it was almost
D on the
instantaneous.
other
But I don't
I'm
think
not
I can
sure.
change it. Can I
It's
change
still
it?
decently powerful. I always prefer
you
the,
can't change it
the A
during
round on
stream.
this
You have to
gun.
change it. Like
It's going to be a
before.
nice little light tank for the mid-tiers. It's folded
Doesn't
with the
matter. I
PT
stopped
currently.
watching
Comes
yours
before
and
the
actually
PT.
went to theirs to see what
I've
the
never
fuck's
been
going
too
on.
keen on
But
these light
to
tanks
add a
though,
little
because
more
the
insight
turret's
still
reverse.
for
This is on
the
an N
whole
screw and it's
5.7,
T10 degrees. It's very, very
there are
slow.
3 Tigers at
Pretty
5.7,
big,
and
pretty
there are
weak,
4
lots of,
Panthers.
space to hit.
No,
The
there's
turret's
one
only so
Tiger at
so far in the
5.
middle, like you can
Two
peek
Tiger
corners,
E,
like,
Tiger-
it's very, very fragile. But
He's talking
H1's
about the
5.3.
premium.
decent amount of killing power.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about the
you're
Tiger
right.
P, Tiger E, and
It's nice.
I'm talking about all of
I
them.
forgot about
These
that one.
vehicles will always struggle to be
Yeah.
impressive overall.
And
but
America is
still-
not
about
allowed to
Tiger
have
Tiger.
one
It's
90mm medium
Ability's
tank.
nice.
Below
It's
6.0.
just very, very fragile. so
Well,
be
they're getting the
careful and
Sherman.
gun
That thing's so
depression as well.
retarded.
Perfect.
It's a fucking
Full limit where
Sherman
you can
haul.
play, but still
It's gonna be
nice
so
to have a very
dumb.
unique vehicle to give China. I like it.
And by
Yes,
the way,
they-
it's still 6.0. It's not even 5.7.
Oh, it gets
Many
Skyflash
of you
Super
probably are
Temps.
not, because the versions that we have in the game are
What, the
exactly
Tornado?
fighters.
Yeah.
We have a Tornado that can kinda turn.
You see, I would be
Because it's
fine
the
with
same as
all
the
of
British
that at
one. It's the
5.7
same plane.
The Black Prince was 5.7, and so was the, what is it, 76 Jumbo, and the new tank coming.
The 76 Jumbo I thought was 6.0.
And it should
actually be 6.3.
Finally.
No, like before it got changed.
I like these kind of underdog.
That jab at the F-104 hurts, but is also a relief at the same time.
That's a nice little one for Italy to get. Absolutely.
The ASA was never interesting. It's just a pass-through to the F-16.
It will be put after the G9.
But at the same time, like, yeah, why would I go for the ADV now that there's an Italian F-16? The Tornado ADV is like 4 patches late. It's retarded. It's just unreal. It just shows Gaijin's priorities. The Tornado should have been top priority. Like the moment that like the Mirage 2000 and stuff were around, like, and it was starting to get pretty crazy, the Tornadoes should have been in the game.
That's what it feels like recently. Is like everything to run is like 2 or 3 patches late.
Yeah. Like, there's always going to be, like, lower-tier filler, like, random vehicles, like, obscure stuff that they didn't add. But, like, the BTR-80 and the Type 87P being at 5.7 is such a cop-out.
Let's be honest. Who cares about that when you have spike missiles finally in the game? Also, Peru voices in Italian.
Let's go. The Italian voice actor for the ships was...
Like, I'm gonna bring up what you said a while ago. Why would I have any incentive to go for, let's say, the American F-16 if I could go get it in, like, the Italian tech tree or the Israel tech tree?
No, getting the American F-16 is fine, because eventually we're going to get the better we're going to get the Viper, the Cs. But, like, for Italy, why would I now grind the ADV instead of the F-16? Like, you're just at a disadvantage. Just, like, why would you do that? Unless in the future, because I think Italy don't they operate Eurofighters or something now?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and the only reason to get the ADV would be to progress through it to a Eurofighter eventually.
Probably.
Wait, is this armored car they're showing off? Does this have the same mechanic as that Chinese event vehicle from?
Yeah,
the Chinese missile is like the spike copy.
Right. So they've just like continued to add that gimmick in. Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't changed the Puma to carry a launcher on the back, a turret at all, whatever it was.
This thing is going to be quite nice.
Maybe they'll add just a new Puma. I have no idea.
So on some
they add a new Puma with no missile at a lower BR.
The problem that I have sometimes with Gaijin adding like repeat
kind of line of sight
upgrade after upgrade after upgrade is like the Puma should be one vehicle in your lineup. Like you have like a good dedicated light tank, right?
So if you want to, you can
and then like they should upgrade it, give it the spike, and then like put it at a higher battle rating. But like that's why like sometimes in War Thunder you can have lineups of just pure light tanks and not have anything else. Like that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with like the Bob Ross analogy. Is that like your lineup is less and less like specific vehicles. It's more like you can just have the same exact fucking vehicle class and you can kind of abuse. Like I think you can abuse light tank vehicles in War Thunder and like you can literally never play a main battle tank or a medium tank or heavy tank or whatever like ever again. If your lineup has enough light tanks, you literally don't need to. Because then if you need like something else, like you need a CAS option, the light tanks have the airstrike ability. So now, like to have a CAS option, you're also literally abusing the light tank mechanic, because you know what I mean. Like it's just a snowball effect, is what I'm trying to say. Having like a whole lineup of light tanks is ridiculous. Holy shit, that's a French Lancaster. I didn't see that earlier.
I really like it. Should be a It should have just been like one vehicle and then like an armor package upgrade, which changes its BR.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Gaijin kind of shied away from that a long time ago because of World of Tanks for some reason. Like, I remember that was kind of like a weird thing. Like, they were like, oh, we don't want to copy World of Tanks in a way, but it's like the Russians are like the only nation in the game that they have the most armor upgrade packages and modifications when a lot of other countries could do the same thing. I get like dynamic battle ratings for when you have the upgrade packages, like when you get a new system, like the Puma getting a spike, obviously you wouldn't want it to be 9.3.
Yeah,
but I'm sure if Gaijin had spent the time, they
could
could
get
to
like 10 or then.
But I'm saying the mechanic of changing the battle rating of the vehicle with the modification.
Quite as protected there either.
Like that's what I mean. I think the battle rating of the Puma should just go up in general, but like Gaijin doesn't want to do that, and then they don't want to add a dynamic battle rating change for a modification, because then that opens up a whole other can of worms. But the problem is that can of worms should have been opened years ago when there was a significantly less vehicles in the game, so you could experiment with it more and work on it.
It's a nice addition. Like
the way I'm looking at it, it's like theoretically, like as you mentioned, like the T80s and shit. You could theoretically remove like 3 of the fucking T80s and put it in all in one T80. Because if you look at like the packages and shit, it's literally just this T80, but you have something extra. You could literally, as you said, just make them that, and I guess you could do the same with the M1A1HC, I guess, whatever it's called. And then you can do it with the Pumas, as you said.
Like, Gaijin adding that Squadron T80 for Russia was literally just a U upgrade. Technically, I think they're different tanks. They're technically different tanks, but, like, I'm pretty sure the T80U, when you put the thermal upgrade on, legitimately changes the tank as well. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So, like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's like one situation is different from another or some shit like that. Like, these bombs look cool, by the way. Sorry, I know you're probably not watching the stream, Tempest, but these bombs look cool. The snake eyes, but I don't really know how useful to be.
Like, it's already hard enough shooting down bombs in like AAs unless it's like the barrel or the
Because they kind of fucked with that mechanic though.
Yeah, man, it's just like they keep saying these are easier to shoot down. It's like bombs are like already a pain in the ass to shoot down. So how much easier is this supposed to be?
Are they gonna make the same whistle when they're deployed?
No, they're not. They don't go fast enough to make a whistle. The whistle is because the bomb is flying through the air, and the little thing on the end, the thing that actually arms the bomb and makes it explode when it hits something, is what makes the whistle. That little, the thing that's moving.
Yeah, the little propeller that spins.
Like the ME-163 should make a noise because of that little prop on the front, like making the airflow, especially if it goes like, I don't know if that little propeller actually goes faster than the speed of sound to make a significant noise, but it should still make some kind of whistle.
It used to, way back, it used to kind of make the Stuka siren noise.
Really?
But you had to like go like past rip speed to do it, so when you basically dying it would go off.
Well, that was probably just the sound of the plane falling apart, like that's just the overspeed noise.
I'm going to lob the bomb up.
So it is TV guided.
It deploys a booster. The bomb is also TV guided, not laser guided. Okay, that was a little bit too far, lost the track. It is TV guided.
That's bullshit. That's not too far.
You don't need to keep a laser lock on the target.
Fucking TV guided weapons in this game are so dumb. The moment that the camera passes over a tree or a bush or like a wonky hitbox on an air map, the bomb just explodes, which is the stupidest thing. I have fucked up so many Maverick or Walleye kills because the bomb just is like, well, Mavericks, the Walleyes don't explode, they just go off randomly, but the Mavericks like, oh no, this guy drove in front of a wooden fence even though 90% of the tank is above that wooden fence. I'm just going to explode now. So dumb.
I'm going to lock onto this target again.
This bomb theoretically should be really good, but it's just Gaijin.
So I need to slow down a little bit here.
Just Gaijin bullshit.
Okay, drop, and let's hope that it's time.
Like, it's cool. Like, I like little interesting modern weapons like that are just super unique. Like, I want vehicles for that. Like, that's why I went for the Jaguar, because of the AS-30L, but
and will lose the trail.
You're gonna be able to see that from a mile away, though, if you look up. But that's if you look up.
On the bomb should be enough to deal.
Given the fact that most War Thunder players are oblivious to what goes around, I don't think they're gonna look up. I think they're gonna get killed a lot by them and bitch a lot about it from them.
and you can carry up to 3 of them. One PGM 2000 on the central
like
line,
anything else, only like what, a
1%
1% of the player base is actually gonna like use this stuff.
Wait, are there new voice lines for aircraft as well, or am I just hearing mumbling like I'm going mad?
You can still take out,
You're going mad.
And Super 530Ds and Super 530Fs.
Is it something in your background that I'm hearing?
But generally speaking, it is really more intended for.
I keep muting my mic every time, so I doubt it.
Quiet.
Attack. And quite effective at the roll. And if you're not
there's music on the stream that's like super faint.
They may not work at nighttime, given that the TV tracker needs light to be able
I was like,
to
what the fuck is that boop boop noise? I thought it was like voices talking. I'm going schizophrenic. Jesus.
It's non-copyright music.
I personally thought you were having a stroke, but that might.
What bomb is that, Gas Mask? They posted in War Thunder. I think Freezing did in War Thunder chat.
Oh, I know you're going to like this one, Tom.
I like bombers. What can I say, man?
It's
really
the Spice Bomb. Stands for
Lancaster
Smart,
Marcel,
Precise,
I believe
Impact,
that's
Cost
Marine
Effective.
Recon or Marine Reconnaissance,
It's
some
an
version of
Israeli-developed EO/GPS guidance kit used for converting air-droppable unguided bombs into precision-guided bombs. The feature guidance system is a derivative of the respective system used in the Popeye AGM-142 HAVNAP air-to-surface missile.
It's a nice little bomber to give to France. It does have a radar. I believe this is
it's something similar at least. It might not be
submarine. I think this is roughly what this Lancaster was for, but not functional at least right now. But yeah, I like the camo, of course. Another little Lancaster. You can't really hate that in any capacity. Not too much
but yeah, this was the advanced. This was the standoff missile walleye, basically.
And we also have a few
submarine-launched cruise missile variant of the Popeye Turbo.
Not quite ready yet.
Huh?
Don't worry, they're coming. They're coming.
So this is naval. Well, it's literally using the housing of the walleye with like guidance fins. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe Israel will get this someday if it can be dropped from a plane. But it looks like it's only a naval thing.
Well, we have other things to
Inertial plus infrared.
Loosely running out of time, but they're nice. The guns are good. In terms of the power they have, because I think I've been playing a lot of the Italian destroyers and cruisers, and the guns have always let me down.
It's literally just some sort of guidance kit for that 2,000-pound bomb.
They're very nice. They just look nice as well. I don't know why there's something about the French
2003
ships,
Israel, Indian, and Hellenic. Yeah, that would make sense why it's on a Mirage.
To look at. The Malin as well. Don't Google that on company Wi-Fi. I took one for the team there the other week. They're very, very pretty.
Satellite
very
guidance. Allow it to engage camouflaged and hidden targets to provide a drop and forget option. So it has multiple. It has like multiple ways to work. Such as the ability to provide man-in-the-loop guidance, which is what the walleye had, where you could follow it to the target.
Can you quickly show the tech tree as it currently stands?
So why does
the preliminary what we have already?
Why does Japan still not have GPS-guided bombs and just make them pseudo?
Some very pretty ships coming as well.
Like just pseudo fire and forget in some weird way.
Standard stuff. It's pretty.
Dude, that bomb from the front is as ugly as ice spikes.
But don't worry, a lot more is coming for the French naval tree.
Speaking of naval, we have a new map. I'm currently selling out the Colbert, which is the top battleship.
Oh, I missed the Lancaster, but I think it was just a reskin.
Yeah, it is.
So, like
they're on
French maritime.
Yeah.
This Lancaster was some very pretty ships coming as well.
That's the French tech tree.
So far.
3 premiums for the tiniest,
standard stuff.
Tiniest naval tree.
Like, as you
this right here, guys, is showing to me that this is how bad naval grind is. I know Gaijin always adds like 1 or 2 premiums for tech tree, but to me this is just like, you literally need these 2 ships. You need these. There's no way around it. You're gonna be playing the Chacal, whatever the fuck French bullshit that is. You're gonna spend forever playing this piece of shit to get to the next piece of shit, even though it's only like a couple thousand RP. Like the moment you hit rank 3, like these are gonna be terrible. Like you need these to just get these ships. It's stupid. Naval grind is stupid. I'm not gonna stay on that. It's just stupid.
They kind of fucked it when they decided to limit the matches to 25 minutes instead of 45, and literally cut RP gains by 1/5. Like you're making 1/5 now what you did. I don't know when they did those changes, like a year ago. Hell, I don't even want to play that shit anymore. And I play Naval because I can sit there and play a battleship and make 2,000 towards the next battleship, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's 300,000 to research the next battleship, and I'm only making 2,000 a game when I'm getting 5-6 kills, no deaths. Come on.
Speaking of Naval, nice poppin', Gaijin.
Yeah.
You can't really get
too
close. You can't get onto that half of the map because they will absolutely.
I can't wait until someone dies to those naval guns. They'll be like too busy for being like, oh shit, that's a Nevada or something, and then they just get popped by the bunker.
Didn't they open the War Thunder dev server launcher earlier?
Because doesn't the bunkers have like Scharnhorst guns or something? Oh no, wait, they're Gneisenau turrets.
Regular ships, so it's really nice.
Same turret though.
Good step, I think.
Same turret, different guns.
Look forward to seeing how this plays.
This is a very icy map. You do have some land.
Sweden gets a new
I'm not getting
jet.
any sort of like early update for the dev server, so I am assuming that it's not opening until maybe tomorrow.
Quite nice, because aircraft up until now always had the problem in Naval that they would
Not
get
after this
immediately
stream.
lasered by the AI gunners on
The new CV90 or 9013.
9030.
They actually have an objective.
Do I not? Oh, I do have
Can I get a
auto updates on the
9030?
dev server.
Effectively.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, when we get in the 9030 series of graphics
Not too much really to cover there. We have the new AJS 37, which is a.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
AJ 37.
Oh!
Is it that it's called? Yep. Right.
Oh, thank God.
The tech tree. This will essentially bring you.
Oh, I didn't notice this earlier on the Russian stream. Oh, thank.
Oh my fucking god! Come off it! Literally every nation now has a Sherman. For fuck's sake.
Oh, dude! Finally.
What are you jizzing about?
Why they just added an update with high drag bombs, and the Viggen doesn't get the high drag bombs. Huh? Okay. Well, either way, Sweden now finally has the AJS 37 Viggen, which has 4 Mavericks instead of 2, plus AIM-9Ls. Thank God.
But bro, fuck that thing. They get
Oh wait,
a
no, I
Sherman
forgot.
now.
The AIM-9Ls only go on the inner pylons, not the outer. I forgot. That's the problem with the Viggen. AIM-9Ls don't go on the outer for some bullshit reason, because Sweden.
The
But
Sherman's inaccurate. They're gonna go all fucking Forbes about it.
Thank God they added this thing. Finally.
But still, why are you so excited about that when you have the Oprah Sherman?
I don't care about the Oprah Sherman.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Because everyone gets a Sherman. You get a Sherman. You get a Sherman. That's what Oprah Winfrey did. Like, you get a car. You get a car. You get a vacation. That kind of thing.
Yo, what the fuck is this Magog?
It's just got Hydra rockets on the front. It's all
Macaque. You want to touch Macaque, girl?
This thing looks like the American Persian with the rockets on the side. Like, one hit to the turret's gonna detonate that.
Wait, hold on. I need to back up here. Wait. Where's the standard Sabo AP belt? It just gets 1 AP for every...
Yes.
It gets 1 AP for every 3 shots. So it's on your 4 shots another AP round. And then the Mark 266 is just the HE belt? Is it even like an airburst? I don't know.
The thermal of the device should be quite advanced, so you can definitely use your Scott.
I remember when they added Sweden and those CV90s, they were the most fun fucking vehicle in the game. Just being able to be in an IFV that can actually go toe-to-toe with main battle tanks with firepower was just the best feeling.
We have had a Sherman in every single tech tree, except for the Swedish. Up until now.
Another Sherman! I love Shermans, they're my favorite vehicle.
I love Sherman, says Oxy. Get fucked. It's a fucking Sherman. Shermans are not fun anymore.
Like,
Shermans are so boring.
Dude, once they add this Sherman, once it gets added, and if I ever see one, I will kill the Sherman in every nation.
You know what you know why the Sherman's boring to me? Because every other nation has a goddamn Sherman! So you play as Sherman, and all you fight is Shermans. Sherman Thunder, Sherm Thunder. That's gonna be a thumbnail, or that's gonna be the banner to my Discord or something. Sherm Thunder. That's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make an alternate YouTube channel, Sherm Thunder. It's gonna be perfect.
I wish they would just like come to like an idea on where they want to put all the Shermans, because they have like the same Sherman across every nation at like different BRs. So you got one at like 3.7, 4.0, what? 3.7. It's like, can you just pick a battle reign for this Sherman and put it there instead of having it be like different battle reigns in every nation?
You get Sherman. Like the only nations I was cool with having Shermans was Britain. Britain and like the Russian Lend-Lease Sherman was okay. The Herman Sherman was fine because it's like super rare. But Israel, I mean, I guess Israel needed the Shermans, and France has the unique SA-50. Like, there's a reason for some unique Shermans, but just copy and pasting the same 75 Shermans in every tech tree is like, oh my god. It's so boring. Sherm X Wolf. Yeah, there you go. Sherm X Wolf. That's my that's my new Discord name. It's no longer Live Elon Reaction. We're gonna change it right now.
Well, you don't like the Chinese Sherman, the French Sherman? What else is there? The Japanese Sherman?
I can't believe they're completely ignoring. The fact that fucking everybody in the chat is saying hashtag
fix the economy. Yeah, it's because they're probably not even looking at chat.
Do the thug shaker. This is somebody literally just fucking put.
For legal reasons, I'm gonna have to tell you guys that is a joke.
Maybe I should just wait for the dev server and take a picture of the Sherman. Sherm Thunder. That's a kit. That's a British Sherman. I can tell by the hats. Even just looking at Shermans is like making me freak out. It's just fucking everywhere. I saw one at the air show last summer in Michigan, and it was super cool to like actually see one in real life. But
what, a Sherman?
Yeah, it was a 76 Sherman.
Yeah, it was an easy 8. You see, instead of PTSD,
that's too low quality. That looks
I've seen
bad.
an Abrams in person.
Instead of having PTSD, Steel over here has STSD. Sherman Traumatic Stress Syndrome.
Sherman Traumatic Disorder.
Sherman Traumatic Stress Disorder.
Traumatic Sherman Stress Disorder. So TSSD. TSSD. I have TISTA.
You see, Steel had his legs blown off and Nom in a Sherman.
I can't just find like a good Sherman photo that like would actually fit in a Discord PFP. What the fuck kind of abomination of a Sherman sticker? What the fuck is that?
So we're getting 2 Shermans this update. One with a 90 and one that's Swedish.
Cool.
No, one that's historically inaccurate because the only Shermans that the Swedish actually tested were the Firefly and the 105.
I mean, the Abrams we're getting is also not accurate.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, they also showed.
105.
Yeah, well, they also showed you can just take the armor kit off of that and just be a normal Abrams.
Well, that's not the point. The point is that it's a 105 and not a 120.
Yes, because you did have a normal Sherman with
no,
some
but
funny
I've seen
stuff
it.
on it.
I've seen an Abrams in person. They're fucking big ass tanks.
I can clip this picture to make it look like a 75 Sherman, even though it's a Firefly. Haha, funny. Firefly reference. All right, there we go. My Discord name is now Shermex Wolf. Change my War Thunder name name tag to Sherman. Real free Sherman. Instead of real free automatic, it's real free Sherm. Dude,
I mean,
we
at this
literally,
point,
I'm
when
not
are we
kidding
getting
you,
the free
me and my
Sherman?
friends, like, it was, I don't know if it was just like a lingo thing, but we started using the word sherm to like, describe, like, a hobo, or, like, someone who's, like, kind of, like, sus, or, like stinky, or, yeah, like, just kind of like a hobo, or, like, someone who's creepy. Like, bro, you Sherman? Like, we used to say, are you Sherman? Not Sherman, like, the tank, like Sherm, I-N. So, yeah, like, we literally used to use the word sherm to, like, describe, like, weirdos.
Yeah, Steel, you're Sherm.
You're a fucking sherm, dude.
Bitch, you're a fucking 5-head. Get on my level.
Oh, Jesus, this frog
Yeah,
has the
Steel,
better
do you want to
flare.
go
Oh, at
play
least
Sherman's the
I just noticed the flare effect looks, like, 10 times better.
A little bit of extra.
One good thing this update.
And I believe
actually, the second good thing of this update, because we get a Sherman.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go change my name on this.
Just yet. Keep an eye for the dev server, which will be opening sometime soon. If you want to download that, you can find a link.
You see, the rest of the update is complete and utter shit, except for the Sherman. The Sherman is it. This update has me sold on the one Sherman.
It's like the what was it? It was like the other a patch like 2-3 patches ago. It's like they added something in, and it was just like, bro, look at all the new stuff they're adding. It's like, nah, look at the freaking BT-42.
Yeah, I was about to say the BT-42.
Oh, Israel! I just see it in the changelogs. Python 3 for existing vehicles. Oh.
Steel's getting his Python nice and hard for the Python 3.
I guess grinding Israel makes sense now. Nets Gaming. Guys, I'm Sherm X Wolf. Premium 11.3 premium SC39 fun. Oh boy. I don't know, did Mike say something about a dev server?
Yeah, it said it would be up later, but no Pacific time, as they always do.
Keep an eye for the dev server, which will be opening sometime soon. If you want to download that, you can find
soon,
a link.
Says.
Maybe one of the chat mods can
Steel's
post
gonna
that,
join a
so
custom
you can
game on the
check
dev
out
server
what
and
we
get
showed
hit by a
today, and
Viker
perhaps
missile
more,
immediately.
By yourself. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Alright, that's over. What the fuck kind of YouTube? Was that the trending page of YouTube? What did I just see? Was it just... Oh, it was just the home page? I'm very confused. That looked like a trending page. Lauren Hike's Killer was released early. Who is this chick? And who is that guy? She's kind of hot, I will say. If you don't find this woman hot, then you're a War Thunder player. Or a World of Tanks player,
Are you still streaming?
Yes, I am still streaming. I'm trying to be funny.
Everybody in the
You're talking about serial killer Steels. What the fuck are you on? Like, what the fuck?
Wait, hold on. I gotta go into the feedback channel real quick. Same with the Type 87 RCV prototype. The R3 T20 is supposed to be 5.7 as well to align with these new additions. That is a sad cop out and does a disservice to other higher tier IFVs with only cannon. Sorry, I'm just typing up some stuff now. I will cut the stream here in a minute though. Actually, I'll just do it right now. So I am going to cut this stream. Most basic stream you've watched so far. It's pretty funny, yeah.
I'm completely mentally stable. Oh, hey, look, a civilian airline.
I'm gonna cut the stream. I'm gonna take a break. Wait for the dev server to update. I haven't been contacted about going to ride bikes today, so maybe they're just waiting for me to just show up, which I'm not doing. I texted my buddy earlier and said, "Do you want to do a bonfire tonight?" And I got a reply of his dog just being around in the yard. Unless there was sound to the video, I don't know. So if I'm not being bothered and the dev server goes up, I will start a new stream specifically for the dev server to separate these. And then we'll go from there. So, yeah. I'm going to deafen myself for a minute for everybody. So yeah, for everyone that stuck around, thanks for sticking around. For everyone that is not here anymore but did stop by, thanks. Where did I get the changelogs? I just saw a screenshot on Discord. But we'll probably go over changelogs if I start up a new stream. But yeah, the weather's nice outside, and if people want to go do stuff, I'm gonna go do that instead of playing video games because I don't care that much about War Thunder anymore to do that. But yeah. So if no one wants to do anything today, IRL, and the dev server goes up, I will start a new stream. If not, I probably won't do a stream till maybe tomorrow because I think it's supposed to rain all day, so it's gonna be kind of a shitty day. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a real quick break, and yeah. So yeah. Again, like I said, thanks for stopping by, everybody. To everybody who watches it in a VOD, I will eventually get timestamps for this. So if you guys that are watching right now want to go back, if you want to share a certain part of the video or something like that, or the VOD, I should say, I will eventually get timestamps ready for the video. So yeah. I will see you guys all either in a little bit or at some point in the future. So take care. And yeah, don't cope too hard. I like I am. This game is testing me. Anyways, peace.